Come with me and dive into a world humans can't see, where worries turn to light and ecstasy, where tears illuminate your whole being. But these waves are drifting me away. Won't you rescue me from this endless sea before I turn into sea foam? Won't you stay with me underneath the sea before I turn into sea foam? My voice is trapped in bubbles you can't see or hear. I'm losing breath, I can't move yet. I close my eyes. Sometimes we're born with fins that are too small to swim, to stay afloat in this whirlpool of life, to ride the ocean current full of strife. But these waves are drifting me away. Come with me and dive into a world humans can't see, where worries turn to light and ecstasy, where tears illuminate your whole being. But these waves are drifting me away. Won't you rescue me from this endless sea before I turn into the sea? Won't you lie with me underneath the sea before I turn into sea foam? My voice is trapped on bubbles you can't see or hear. I'm losing breath, I can't move yet. I close my eyes. Sometimes we're born with fins that are too small to swim, to stay afloat in this whirlpool of life, to ride the ocean current full of strife. But these waves are drifting me away.
Well, all of my Discord notifications are broken.
Come with me.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I love that. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. I keep hitting the wrong button. No. There we go. Yeah, I think that the alerts are back. I think it was just, I gotta look over here now. I think it was just the Minecraft thing. I don't really understand. I don't really naruhodo. But I feel like, can I just resync into... What? Okay. Excuse me. What is happening? There's something wrong with my... Come on. What? Something must have gotten bumped. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's gotten very oh, it was so cold earlier. Now it's warm. What is this? It appears that for some reason my Discord notifications have broken again. I just looked to check. I don't know why, but it seems like they've stopped working. Yeah, they keep breaking and I don't know why they break. But the Twitch notifications just like start breaking sometimes. I don't know whether... Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Wait, what was that? Was that me clicking or is that my voice getting all messed up? I think that's my voice getting messed up. That's annoying. Yeah. I think something's just broken. That's not amazing. Also... yeah, that is in fact my mic. Cool. You can barely hear it, just barely. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. I wonder what's causing that. I don't know why I opened this. I opened up something in Discord. I don't know why I opened it up. It might just be broken. It might just be something that's broken. I do want to check that out actually. Before we start SeaBed, I do actually want to check this out. Why this isn't working. Yeah. And then let's see. That's weird. I don't know why that's not working. Oh no, I don't want that there. I do not want that there. Okay, that is how that is set up. Save message. And then oh. There we go. This should go in here too. Cool. I don't know if it's actually gonna fix anything, but hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. Anyway, audio seems to work. At least I'm really hoping that it decides to work today. If I set you, yeah, you're looking good. And I am kind of in the wall, so let's move into, where's my controller? Into SeaBed. Need to load, ooh, is that some SeaBed lag? I don't know why this game lags. It's not a game that I would expect to lag. Oh, I can hear it, cool. But anyway, the last time we were here, I really don't remember too much. It's been a while. It's not what I wanted. You're what I wanted. It's been a while since SeaBed. So cooking. I guess we're cooking. We're back on Takako, I believe. And we're cooking with Mayumi, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. We are cooking Mama. Anyway, I'm fairly certain that's what's happening here. Let's start it. It's been 2 weeks since we last played SeaBed. Whoa. My knife slipped and instead of peeling the potato, almost ended up slicing off my fingers. Oh, also, real quick, before we start this. Before we get too into this, I wanna...
Is this still broken? The carry would hear it. I will have to wait. I will go back to the stream to catch up. Is this still broken? Does it still work? It doesn't sound nearly as dead as it did before. What's that? Oh. So, that's what that is. Yeah, it doesn't sound nearly as dead. It sounds funny that it's a lot harder for some though.
Okay, no. It still got pretty bad towards the end there. It almost looks like she's pogging. Give that to me. My potatoes got taken away. Mayako pressed the kitchen knife against the potato. Oh, Mayako. I think I said Mayami. And using only her thumb, guided her blade to swiftly peel the skin off the thing. She picked up the peeled potato with the tip of the knife and tossed it into the bowl. I think I got it. I picked up another potato, pressed the blade against it, and using only my thumb... Yes, just like that. Whoa! I almost severed my fingers. I placed the potato on the chopping board and slid it into a rectangle also. Oh, I always get those confused. Glasses. It became half its previous size, but at least my fingers were safe. Excuse me. You're wasting food. Jeez, give me a break. Oh, it still has my watching without video. It's not like we're short on potatoes or anything. You don't cook much, do you? No? You have made curry before, right? A few times, using a curry sauce mix. This is my first time cooking with spice powder, though. Your first time? Don't get your panties in a bunch, okay? I've written down the recipe. I checked the little paper hanging on one of the cookware hooks in the wall. Add salad oil and some butter, then warm the pot. Add shredded onion to fill the entire pot. The oil vapor began hurting my eyes as I squinted into the pot, stirring it up with a rice scoop. I pulled the cord to turn the ventilator on. It's going to be quite a bit of work to prepare a serving for 4. Is there anything I can help with? I'm good. I think it'd be better if you took care of that instead. I pointed toward the inner yard. You may be right. I'm leaving this to you then. It's starting to smell nice. I heard Mayako leave the kitchen. Stir, stir. Stir, stir. Stir, stir. Stir, stir. I checked the clock on the wall to the left. 3 minutes had passed since I started sauteing the onions. Aside from the clock, there were various cooking utensils, frying pans, and ladles hung on the wall. Bottles of salt and sugar rested on the shelf in front of me, as well as the can of cinnamon and a bag of cardamom I bought yesterday. There was a window below the shelf, through which I could see a part of the inner yard. Stir, stir. Stir, stir. I stopped stirring in the same direction and tried flipping the onions over. A wisp of smoke escaped from the bottom of the pot, making me cough. I hurriedly lowered the intensity of the flame. The onions on the bottom all looked pretty brown. Once the onions release water and settle on the bottom of the pot, add water, curry powder, and seasonings, then simmer. Mayako returned to the kitchen by the time my dish turned into curry vegetable soup. It smells good, because I made everything myself, starting with the powder. It definitely smells more like the real deal compared to the store-bought sauce mix. As I scooped up a bit of it in my rice scoop, I saw it drip down like a soup. I might have made it a bit too thin. Maybe it just needs more time to simmer. I made the flame a bit stronger. By the way, what are you doing there? It's going to be a surprise. Mayako took a bowl from one of the shelves and added flour, salt, and some water into it. Udon? I'm not gonna turn this into udon curry. It won't be udon. Oh, that's right. Remember how there was a couple with huge shopping bags walking ahead of us back at the shopping district? Was there? When I tried to get past them, I hit my head against the sign. Look. Oh, I remember now. I brushed aside the hair from my forehead to show Mayako my lump. Looks like it's swollen up a little. That's why I keep saying it's rude to take the entire sidewalk for yourselves. You could have said excuse me and had them open some space. I'd probably hurt the guy's feelings if I made him look like a fool in front of his girlfriend. You're actually considerate when it comes to that? But I see bicyclers ring their bells all the time. I wonder if I should be carrying a bell too. You can take it off a bicycle. It's not that hard. That might be a good idea. But don't you think it would result in an even more embarrassing situation? Then what am I supposed to do? Maybe you don't need to get past them and just stay behind? I heard a bubbling sound and glanced at the pot. I licked a bit of my dish off the side of the ladle. It tastes burned. Mayako stopped kneading the dough. Can I see? She took the ladle and had a taste of the curry. It's burned. What do I do? Mayako scooped up a little bit of each ingredient from the pot, testing their taste. Some of the ingredients seem to still be okay. Do you have any curry powder left? Almost none. It's too bad. I glanced at the clock. It was 3 p.m. After dusting off and carrying the table and chairs from the storeroom, we covered the table with 2 tablecloths. One was gray and had an intricate design at its edges, while the other was of a reddish color and sported a flower pattern. I was changing the lights when I heard Mayako walking down the corridor. It looks better than I thought. What about the food? I managed to save it. Oh, I knew you could do it, Mayako. Thank goodness. You owe me. Of course, just say the word and I'll do whatever you want as thanks. I'll try to think of something then. After finishing, I climbed down the stand, only to have Mayako suddenly run her hand through my hair. You're all covered in dust. Are you planning to participate in the party looking like this? I'll go take a bath once I'm done with this. I showed her the garland made of colored paper. It certainly has a Christmassy feel. When did you have time to make it? Yesterday. When Mayako took one of its ends in her hands, her face clouded over. It's because you stay up late making things like this that... please don't pour salt on my fresh wound. I could see a violet-tinted sky and some tree branches through the large bathroom window. I didn't turn on the lights, but it wasn't too much darker in the room than outside. Oh, different person? Oh, no. I spotted Kozue washing her small body in front of one of the mirrors. You're quite extravagant taking evening baths at your age. What does that have to do with extravagance? I'm talking about taking your time to soak in the bath on the weekend, then cooling yourself off with a can of chilled beer before dinner. For the average person, that's the pinnacle of extravagance. You sound like an old man. At least let me be a woman. Whatever. Kozue poured another bowl of water on herself and moved to the tub. Did you decide on what to wear for the party? Were you actually serious about that? To an extent. I doubt the others will care too much about the dress code. Well, it's not like I mind. Then, don't ask for nonsense like that to begin with. I don't get out much around here. I thought it'd be cool to dress up with everyone at least once a year. I see. I didn't expect for you to actually have a reason. You think I'm just messing around all the time, don't you? Not really. I glanced at the purple sky one more time and stood up. The water was splashing all around me. I'll get out first. Kozue made a brief nod. Excuse me. I hurried through the chilly corridor. The mansion had warmed up a little during noon, but the warmth escaped as soon as the sun went down, leaving only this chill. Through the window, I spotted the full moon shining faintly in the sky. I closed the door as soon as I entered the room. Phew, it's so nice and warm in here. Welcome back. Mayako turned to me. I almost froze to death in the corridor. The kerosene stove's flame gently flickered under the kettle placed on it. I see you've already changed. Does it look good on me? You look pretty handsome. It'd look better if your collar wasn't crooked, though. Whoops. Mayako pointed at her own neck. I fixed my collar right away. Tea's almost done. Oh, cool. I'll have some. I'll bring you your dinner while you drink, said Mayako as she left the room. I was left alone in the room with only a table, 4 chairs, each with a different design, likely stemming from different periods, and a bunch of garlands around me. The first chair was of a deep wine-red color, with a red cushion and a high backrest. The second was embroidered with green velvet, and looked almost like it came straight from England. The third one was a country-style chair made of oak. Finally, the last one looked like it was from the Victorian era, with cat-like legs and a delicately embroidered flower pattern on its fabric. As I sat down in the country-style chair, the one I found the blandest, Mayako returned to the room. On the tray she placed in front of me rested a saucer and a cup of black tea. Don't spill it. I'll do my best. Following a brief knock, the door opened. Good evening. Welcome. Have a seat here. I stood up and folded back the chair on the other side of the table. That dress looks really good on you. Really? I wasn't sure what people usually wore to parties, so I was worried I might have overdressed. Don't worry, it looks radical. Huh? Where did you even learn that word? Sanae was wearing a long purple skirt and a pink blouse with open sleeves that highlighted the curves of her body quite nicely. The pink scarf and ribbons also added to the overall allure of the design. I just thought cheap clothes would look good on you, but a dress like this is even better. Thank you. Sanae sat down in her chair, visibly conscious of her open sleeves. Do you want a shawl? Sanae shook her head and held up a couple of the records she brought with her. This is what you asked for. I gave their labels a quick glance. Most of them were classical music. Something calm and soothing would be good right now. I spotted the folk song I'd heard in town yesterday. We even had this. Thanks. I took one of the records out of the case, placed it on the record player that used to be on Sanae's room, and let down the needle. After some brief noise, music started playing. Right then, the door opened and in walked Mayako, holding a big pot. Good evening, Miss Sanae. Good evening. Do you need help? I'm good. She placed the pot in the middle of the table and let out a breath. Oh, that was switched. What do you think about Sanae's dress, Mayako? Mayako looked Sanai over from head to toe. Didn't know you had such a good figure, Sanai. See, I told you it looks good. Thank you. You look different with your hair down. More mature. Really? Sanai looked away as her cheeks flushed, and then ran her hand through her hair through her hand. Mayako regarded her with a gentle smile. Hey, look at me for a bit. Sanai turned toward me. Relax, I'm just gonna take your glasses off. I took her glasses off. Oh. Can I have a look too? Not so sure about that. I'm the one who discovered this rare treasure, so maybe I ought to charge a fee. Hey, it's not like you lose something by letting me have a look. Robbing a spectacled girl of her glasses is like tearing off her bra in front of a crowd, you know. Really? Sanai quickly put her glasses back on. I've never heard that before. I think I read it in some book. Did you know? Anyway, I still have to bring in another pot. Should I help? No, it's just one pot, so you two have fun while I'm gone. Mayako left the room. Sanai inspected the room's decorations. God, when was the last time I'd been to something like this? You didn't celebrate much before? I don't know. I don't even remember the last time we celebrated anything. Did you make those paper decorations, Takako? It adds to the mood, don't you think? They look childish. Sanai snickered to herself. This chair is from the library, isn't it? Yes. You're used to sitting in it, aren't you? It's a Christmas party, so I thought it should have a Western feel about it. I got this chair from the lobby, and that was the other one, and that other one was in a room that looked like a study. Well, not like it was particularly hard to find Western furniture in a Western-style mansion. What about the table? Mayako and I carried it here from the storeroom. My shoulder still hurts a bit. The table in the dining room would have been closer. It's easier to speak when the table's round, isn't it? A wise person once said, the better the organization, the less obvious are the individual achievements of its members. I see. A pot was steaming on this table that we were discussing right now. Sanai stared at it. This is curry, right? I heard footsteps outside, and soon enough the door opened. She actually came and dressed all fancy. I found a cute guest on my way here. Kozue entered the room after Mayako. SeaBed Saturday returns. Hello, Dawn. Yes, we are back in SeaBed Saturday. We're having a Christmas party right now. So everyone's dressed up all fancy. And by everyone's dressed up all fancy, I mean Mayako looks exactly the same, but Takako's wearing a suit, I think. Sanai's in a skirt and a blouse, and Kozue is dressed up like she's gonna be some Otome female lead. Christmas in September? Yeah, Christmas in September. Her dress is cute. You missed the best part about it. Wait, can I find it? Let's see. Where's the log? Message history. Is it still here? Oh no, it's not. Okay. You missed the best part about it, where just before we met Kozue, and she was like, are you really... It's like, no one's gonna actually follow the dress code, Takako. No one's gonna actually dress up. And then here she is. Great find, Mayako. I stood up and pulled back the chair next to me. This is your seat, Kozue. She walked over to the table with small steps. She looks so dead. She's just like, bruh. She's just like, why am I here? Just like, bruh. I'm gonna crop this later. Oh no, it just takes a... Okay, I forgot. It doesn't screenshot the zoom in. I'm gonna crop that later. That's gonna be a funny reaction image. I'm glad you actually considered my suggestion. About the dress? Or coming here? The dress, of course. You left it in the changing room, didn't you? I still wasn't sure if you'd wear it. Yeah, it looks great on you. Seems like I picked out just the right size. Where did you get it? It's a present from Mayako and me. Oh, excuse me. Mayako placed a wooden bowl of potato salad and some plates on the table. After she finished lining them up, she walked over to the empty seat opposite of Kozue, placed her hand on the lid of the pot, and sat down. Okay then, I'm opening it. A wisp of white steam escaped from the pot as its lid was removed. However, even after the steam dissipated, the inside of the pot remained white. Is this a stew? So, your special curry was actually stew. Everyone's picking on me. I clung to Mayako's sleeve as she grabbed a ladle and began serving the stew to everyone. I'm sorry. The curry was a failure, so we had to make some last-minute changes and ended up with a stew. How does curry turn into a stew? Kozue asked. It does that when you sacrifice your morning cereal for burning the pot. I see. Here, this one's for Kozue. Mayako handed me Kozue's soup bowl. I took it and placed it in front of her. What kind of meeting is this anyway? It's a Christmas party! Didn't you see the tree and the invitation card? The only thing reminding me of Christmas right now is your pair of red socks. Why do people put presents in red socks anyway? What am I reading? 3 girls were about to be sold off into slavery, so Santa prepared the gold to save them, but when he threw it into the chimney, it all ended up in the socks that were hung above the fireplace. Apparently. What? What? Well, okay, wait, no, hold on. Hold on. I gotta... Santa... story... in Japan. I need to... Let's see. Let's find these very reputable sources. Interesting story time? Yeah, what is happening? I think I'm gonna look up this whole thing and then it's gonna be like someone's gonna say that it's a joke. They're gonna follow up and somebody's gonna be like, ha, gotcha. In Japanese mythology, Hotei is one of the Shichifukujin, or 7 lucky gods, which, besides Ibisu, the patron of fishermen, come from Mahayana Buddhism through Chinese and Indian religions. However, like St. Nick's true origins, Hotei may have been based on a real person, a Chinese monk named Budai who died in 916 AD and was later revered in Buddhism. Like Santa Claus, Hotei is depicted as big, round, and jolly. In Chinese, he's known as the Laughing Buddha, so whenever you see a large, smiling Buddha showing off his fat belly, it's likely Hotei. In kanji, his name even means cloth sack. Hotei is often depicted wandering with a sack and howling with laughter. He's also popular with children, represented in art squealing with glee whenever he's around. Hence, it's not difficult to see the similarities with Santa. Whereas Santa's sack is filled with toys and presents, Hotei's sack is a bit more mysterious. Depending on which legend you believe, it contains anything from modest clothing to a rice plant to the entire collected woes of the world. It might represent his role as a wandering monk, containing the few possessions a poor but happy vagabond would have. Still, some legends say Hotei brought fortune and joy to everyone he encountered thanks to his magic bag. I don't think this is helping me at all. I don't think I'm gonna get any closer to understanding what they're talking about here. Interesting. Well, that was some fun facts about Hote. Well, would you look at that? We just happen to have 3 young ladies here as well. Mayako, Sanae, and Kozue. Maybe there's some gold in one of your socks, too. That story sounds fishy as hell. Hey, I read it in a book. Mayako finished handing out the stew to everyone and sat down in her seat. Okay, cool, we're just gonna blow right by that. Okay. Let's eat it while it's still warm. Time to dig in. I placed my palms together. Oh, that was Takako. And she went, Itadakimasu. Sanae did the same a moment later, while Kozue just mumbled something under her breath. Oh, it came out pretty well after all, said Mayako after trying a spoonful. It tastes good, said Sanae. Kozue blew some air in her spoon to cool the stew down and then ate it. It would have felt more like Christmas if this was curry, though, I said to Kozue. Kozue narrowed her eyes. Why? Stew feels like a winter dish to me, while curry is more fit for summer in my opinion. Kozue nodded in response to Mayako's words. I agree. What about you, Sanae? Sanae looked up in response to having been addressed, still chewing on a carrot. Stews for winter, I suppose. So, you were only saying that because you like curry, Takako. I feel like a foreigner all of a sudden. I sliced the soft, steamed potato in half with my spoon, then put it in my mouth, alongside a small portion of stew. Did you know that I have a song called Stew? Yeah, that's like a fun fact. I actually have a... If I can find it. Yeah, I actually have a song called Stew. Where is it? Here it is. It's the Be Right Back thing, I think. Yeah, it's the Be Right Back song. It's called Stew. Fun facts. After we got rid of all the dishes, the only thing left on the table was a lone pencil holder. It was filled with pencils of various length and age. This fish is red, this fish is blue. What is it? Some are sad, and some are glad, and some are very, very bad. Why are they so sad and glad and bad? I don't know, go ask your dad. Some fish are old, and some fish are new. Some are red, some are blue. Some are sad, and some are glad. And some are very, very bad. Some are thin, and some are fat. The fat one has a yellow hat. Isn't that red fish, blue fish? Mayako took a red pencil out of it. The empty space this created was then promptly filled up by other pencils, making the whole thing even more unstable. The purple one's next, Takako. I'm not sure it's even possible at this point. I grabbed the purple pencil and swiftly pulled it out. Losing their support, the pencils fell and scattered across the table. Ah, I lost again! It's because you're doing it too fast, said Sanae. The grandfather clock in the lobby struck the hour, and thus Cinderella returned. Excuse me for a bit. I stood up and left the room. Quick, I have to get back to my room before my carriage turns into a pumpkin. I returned, now dressed in a red coat, pants, and hat, plus a white beard. I don't have anything for that. I'm sorry. Actually, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I do think I have some. Wait, I think I have something. I think I have one thing for this. I have a couple things. I think I have some stuff that I don't have set up. I think I might have a little bit of stuff. Just for this. Yeah, I think this is the only thing I have. And then let me just... Yeah. Boom. Boom. Merry Christmas! I wonder what would that... I wonder what that would sound like with Takako. How would that sound like? She'd be like, Merry Christmas! Kozue jumped as I threw the door open. She was the first one to see me. Have all of you been good kids this year? Neon Santa? Yeah, there's some other stuff I have. I just don't have it set up. I have a thing that has a tree and like a couch and a bunch of presents. It's not... It got messed up and I haven't fixed it yet. I met Sanae's silent gaze. Ah, if it isn't Miss Sanae. You were very good this year. Here, have this. I pulled out a book from my white bag and handed it to her. It was covered in a wrapping decorated with a flower design. I think I'm just gonna do Takako voice. I think it's funnier if I don't do like if I don't try to go, oh, oh, oh. Thank you very much. I turned to Kozue next. Next up on the list would be Kozue. You were a little naughty this year, especially concerning your treatment of Miss Takako. Yeah, whatever. Just get it over with already. I handed her a red bag with a big ribbon. Be a nice girl next year, okay? Thanks. What? No gift for Mayako? No gift for Mayako? Can't believe this. After we finished playing cards, Mayako left to make some tea. Upon returning, she placed a cup in front of each of us. She also brought a double dessert plate with chocolate on it, as well as another small plate with some stretched dango covered in soy flour. Those are so nostalgic, Sanae remarked. I made them myself. Are those the only Japanese sweets we're getting today? I'll happily eat your share if you don't want them. I'm not giving them away. A wisp of steam billowed from the hot tea. Not followed, billowed. Before we knew it, the purple of the sky had shifted into the deep, dark hue of the night. Some might call it a deep indigo. Oh wait. Wait, is this... It is. It's not quite, but it definitely sounds similar enough to be like a slight variation on O Tannenbaum. Or Oh Christmas Tree, I guess. Oh Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, something something, words I don't remember. Sanae, who had never been too talkative to begin with, felt completely silent. She was simply swaying back and forth in her chair. I could see the silhouette of a massive tree beyond the window. I think it's about time I turned him on. Yes, please. Sanae's gaze followed Mayuko's back as she left the room. Sanae, look outside. Kozue, you still awake? I'm not sleeping. Okay. I switched off the lights. Ah, someone turned out the lights. A blackout? You guys, where are you? Wasn't the blackout only in the kitchen? Ow! Ugh. Darkness enveloped the room. The faint glow of the stars, its only source of light. I narrowed my eyes, trying to get used to the dark. Yet before I had time to do that, a warm light reached me from outside. Countless orbs of light drifted in the air. Cosily approached the window and looked outside. Are those lanterns being released from the castle? Is this Tangled? Are we looking for the lost princess? Is that a Christmas tree? Sanai asked. The camphor tree has some lights on it. I heard the door open behind us and Mayako entered the room. How does it look? It's beautiful. Though, maybe we should have bought more lights. That looks plenty to me. The blinking lights of the camphor tree illuminated all of us. Kozue by the window, Sanae in her chair, as well as Mayako and myself chatting by the door. The Christmas party continued even after the clock had struck 10. After admiring the bright lights of the tree, we returned to our seats and spent the rest of the time talking over cups of tea. As the clock struck the hour again, Mayako suggested calling it a night and sent Sanae back to her room. Sanae wanted to stay and help with the cleaning, but Mayako wouldn't hear it. Meanwhile, Kozue had fallen completely silent by 9:30. Her eyes looked even more drowsy than usual. When Mayako told us to wrap things up, she silently stood up and left the room, just like that. With no one left to talk to, I had no choice but to help Mayako clean up. Mayako tried refusing my help again, but I ignored her. I placed the remaining glasses on the tray and carried them to the kitchen. Even during the party, Mayako kept carrying out plates as we cleared them, so right now the only thing left were a few glasses and a plate with some snacks. Is this all? I asked Mayako as I placed the glasses into the sink. Yes. Feel free to return to your room and have some rest. What about you? I'll go back to my room as soon as I finish washing these glasses. Mayako turned the handle of the water tap and began polishing one of the glasses as the sink gradually filled up. I'll return to the night duty room then. What? Are you planning to sleep there again? I worked so hard today, I have no energy left to climb the stairs. Mayako turned the water tap handle in the opposite direction once the sink had completely filled up. Suppose it can't be helped then. Nope. Anyway, I'm off. See ya. After getting permission to sleep in the night duty room, I left the kitchen. I doubt I'll be late, but feel free to go to sleep before me, said Mayako as I left. I gave her my reply and continued outside. Upon entering the dark night duty room, I flipped the light switch. I unfolded the foldable table by the wall and placed it in the center of the room. As I sat down in my usual spot, I noticed two folded up futons in the corner. I stood up, picked them up, and placed them somewhere somewhat closer to the table. After that, I sat down in front of the table and rested my head in my arms. I let all the energy leave my body, like air escaping an inflatable boat. I must have been even more tired than I thought. I close my eyes. That's not a song. I remained still for a while, my mind empty of thoughts. Soon enough, I realized I'd lost track of time. No thoughts, head empty. My body felt heavy as lead. Nonetheless, I mustered all the strength I could and slowly pushed myself away from the table. I rose to my feet and staggered awkwardly toward the cupboard like some robot from an old movie. I opened its glass door and took out my notebook. Finally, I sat back down on the futon. The only thing on the notebook's leather cover was the name of its manufacturer, Scaramouche. Mayako said it was sent to me in an anonymous letter. However, that still meant someone had sent it. I opened it and took out my bookmark. I read it little by little whenever I had time, and by now the stack of pages on the right had grown thicker than the pages on the left. What I read so far was basically a diary about my childhood. November 7th, 1981. Today we visited an aquarium as part of a field trip. We boarded the bus at the entrance of the school, drove down the streets, and after a dozen or so minutes spent on the highway next to the sea, reached the official border of the town. Since there were no other aquariums close by, most of the other kids had already been to it with their families. Nonetheless, Takako happily discussed all the fish she loved with everyone she could. I love aquariums, especially the electric eels. They have eels here? They're in the hall after the corridor with the marinated oarfish. That thing was amazing too. It was long enough to reach the ceiling of our gym. Was it that big? The noisy chatter of the students filled the bus. I glanced out the window to see the sea beyond the breakwater along the highway. The water sparkled as it reflected the rising sun. The teacher told everyone to keep it down, and the noise disappeared for a few moments, only to start up again a bit later. To enter the aquarium, we had to pass through the spinning tetrapod-looking thing, one by one. I like how they're like, oh, I don't know what a turnstile is, but I do know what a tetrapod is. How's that happen? That's not what it's called. What? Not what it's called. Turnstile. That's okay. Turnstile. Still, I like the idea. Don't know what a turnstile is. Knows what a tetrapod is. It grew dimmer inside as I walked down the corridor, and the amount of water tanks on each side increased too. Below, there were bright panels with the names of fish and brief descriptions of their habitats. I spent some time staring at the beautiful corals inside, but couldn't find a single fish. Looking at the panel, I saw an introduction on a translucent shrimp. I looked at the tank again, and spotted something akin to a permeable tentacle behind the red corals. I quit reading for a moment and rubbed my eyes. I felt pain behind my eyes, just like the first time I read the diary. But it was no longer as intense as before. As the pain passed, I returned my eyes to the notebook. I felt the memories of the aquarium come alive in my mind. We were playing Shiritori in the back of the bus with Sachiko. After we got to the actual aquarium, I spent most of my time looking at fish I liked with Sachiko. The diary was written from Sachiko's perspective, though. I gave the script a hard look. It seemed somewhat rushed. The letters weren't perfectly aligned and were of uneven sizes. Their shape, however, was perfect, almost like they were printed. What I found disconcerting was that this obviously wasn't Sachiko's handwriting. It bore some level of similarity, but Sachiko's handwriting reflected her calm and practical personality. I'd never seen her misalign her letters like this. Meanwhile, the letters here felt dynamic, energetic. Placing a finger on the current page, I flipped to the very end of the notebook. Its final pages were empty, without any information that would hint at who wrote it or why. And there was one more thing that bothered me. The dates in this diary were all over the place. I flipped through a couple of pages and checked the dates. Subsequent entries would occasionally be years apart. Others even moved to the past. It felt completely random. The most likely explanation was that someone had taught Sachiko tell stories and wrote them down, but that didn't explain why the book was sent to me, and anonymously to boot. I stretched my neck and arms to avoid cramping up in this position. Blind guesses wouldn't get me any closer to the answer. I decided to keep reading. Keep on rooting? Continue rooting. Let's go see the electric eels. Takako pulled me by the sleeve. After following the tunnel for a while, we ended up in a wide space with no roof. In the center, there was a big curved pool that currently seemed to be in use for the sea lion and penguin show. Penguins, let's go, baby. Also, we're no longer Christmasing. Most of the students stopped there to look at the sea lion playing with a ball, but Takako said we could always check that out later and continued to another corridor while cheerful music played in the background. It grew dark again, and I felt cold. The amount of water tanks also seemed to have decreased in number. Takako led the way with confident steps. As the road curved around and the corridor grew even narrower, I spotted the marinated oarfish in a huge rectangular tank. It's huge, isn't it? Feels almost like it grew bigger than last time. Yeah, right. The washed out giant had cavities for eyes and looked quite creepy with its sharp teeth peeking from its half-open mouth. This thing could make a small child cry. I visited this place when I was small and never found it scary. Is that so? We passed through the large door at the end of the corridor and found ourselves in a spacious, cylinder-shaped hall. It seemed about 20 meters in diameter, and had a stairwell of seats in the middle that looked like a pyramid. Aquariums loomed embedded at the walls in the rooms at uniform distance from each other, circling around the seats. Oh, wait. Aquariums loomed embedded in the walls of the room at uniform distances from each other, circling around the seats. Animals inside looked down on the audience with indifferent eyes. The walls themselves were covered in black paint, making them almost impossible to make out in the dim lighting. Only the insides of the aquariums glowed, illuminated by a faint light. Takako, mumbling something about the unusual place, headed straight ahead and took a seat at the center of the pyramid. The electric eel tank stood right in front of us. Beep. The show in this hall is scheduled to begin at 10:30. After looking around a bit, I spotted a digital clock above one of the tanks. Beep. The speakers turned on again. It is time to begin the show. Please direct your attention to the aquarium with the lights. It was the one with an octopus. A translucent bottle seemed to fall inside it from the top. It came with a cap you had to turn in order to release the feed inside. The octopus caught the bottle in one of its tentacles, placed its sucker on the cap, and slowly opened the thing to access its meal. Most people don't realize just how intelligent octopus are. Or so the voice from the speakers claimed. A moment later, the lights of the neighboring tank lit up. Next, please observe this parrotfish. A parrotfish is much like a real-life parrot. This fish will repeat what you say. A couple of colorful rings were lowered into the tank. The fish swam through all of them, and after getting some feed, circled around and passed through the rings again. It swam at normal speed while circling around, but got really fast when it passed through the rings. Then the lights on the neighboring aquarium lit up. There was a flat, triangle-shaped archerfish in it. We will now see how the archerfish is really made of archers. The water in the archerfish tank receded a bit. An employee then came out and placed something on a branch above the water. The archerfish swiftly swam to the surface near the branch, squirted out some water to knock the feed down, then promptly devoured it. Archerfish can squirt water up to 3 meters in height. However, they are also able to jump out of the water, increasing that height even further. The next one was the tank of electric eels. I stole a glance at Takako to see her staring at the tank with a serious expression, and her mouth agape. The length of electric eels varied from 1 to 1.5 meters. I could see them swimming around in the tank with their huge, curtain-like fins. When another little fish was put inside the tank, a volley of zapping sounds burst forth from the speakers. The sound you are currently hearing is an auditory representation of the voltage in the tank. There is a screen above the tank that represented the current voltage inside the cage. The little fish swam around quite energetically, but following another zapping noise, it suddenly stopped moving altogether and ended up swallowed by the electric eel. As our train departed, Takako gazed at the receding aquarium through the window with wistful eyes. The electric eels were so cool. We ended up missing the dolphin show, though. Oops. Electric eels, sea otters, and axolotls are the best thing that aquarium has, anyway. Takako displayed a particular interest in axolotls, so we had to go to the exit where its cage was located a bit early. We spent the rest of our time observing the barely mobile pink amphibian. I wonder why they aren't selling axolotl plushies, Takako remarked as she gazed at the picture of the axolotl she bought as part of a set in the souvenir store. They had otter plushies. There's a plushie of a mother otter with its cubs attached to its feet, as if it was embracing them. You could also detach the little ones and play with them separately. Aww. I already have that one. Oh. Was it really okay not to buy me any not to buy any souvenirs? Takako looked at me. Yep. Takako took out the axolotl picture from the batch and held up the rest in front of me. You can have one if you want. I don't. Look, there's even one of the oarfish. I saw an unnaturally long fish resembling a cutlass fish. Unlike a cutlass fish, though, this one had big red fins. It was the exact same oarfish we saw marinating in the formaldehyde tank earlier. Actually, the same picture was attached to the tank, next to the description. If I remembered correctly, the description claimed that the oarfish was caught 8 years ago in the net of a local fisherman. It was sent to the aquarium right away and remained alive for a little while before ultimately passing away. In the picture, it was swimming in the tank. It had no eyes when I saw it earlier today, but in the picture, it was looking in some weird direction. I felt like it was looking at me. I didn't understand why a deep-sea fish would swim close enough to the surface to get caught in a net, though. I wondered what thoughts circled through its mind while being locked up in that tank. Did it regret coming up to the surface? I wonder why a deep-sea fish like this was swimming so close to the surface. Maybe it got bored of the darkness and came to see the corals. But the corridor it ended up in was pretty dark too, Takako added. If only the door had been open, it could have watched the electric eel show. Then it never would have been bored, said Takako with a smile. The door to the night duty room opened around the same time I finished that passage. I turned around to see Mayako taking off her slippers by the door. I'm home. Welcome back. Mayako passed by me, glancing at the notebook in my hand, but it didn't seem like she was particularly concerned about it. She grabbed a cup from the small cupboard in the kitchen and filled it up with water. Oh, I'd like some water too, I said, as I placed the notebook back on the shelf. Mayako washed the cup as she had just drunk from, filling it with water again, and handed it to me. I took it. Maybe the temperature outside was to blame, but the water felt so cold I could have sworn I'd just swallowed a chunk of pure ice. Mayako sat down in front of me and let out a Do you like aquariums, Mayako? I used to visit them a lot when I was little. Why? Same here. I kinda remembered my trip to one just earlier. Do you have any fish you're especially fond of? I like clownfish. I'd say I'm pretty fond of colorful southern fish. And the corals in their aquarium always look so pretty. What kind of fish is a clownfish? Mayako made a fish shape out of her hands as she described it. It's orange and has a frame shaped like this. It also has 3 white vertical lines going through its body. You ever see Finding Nemo? Oh, and it tends to hide among anemone. It's especially cute to see it carefully peek its face from them. Huh? That sounds like anemone fish. Anemone fish? I don't know that one. I'm pretty sure the sign said clownfish, though. It sounded kind of cute, so I remember it pretty well. It sure sounded like you were describing an anemone fish. Am I saying that right? Hold on. Anemone. 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 I've said anemone so many times. Anemone. 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 Yeah, anemone. What kind of fish do you like, Takako? Electric eels. Electric eels? The ones letting out that zapping noise, right? The aquarium creates those sounds to make it easier to understand what's happening. So I guess the aquarium you visited had them too, huh? Yeah. I even got a little startled when that when that sound just came out of nowhere as I passed by the area. Are there any other fish you like? They're not fish, but I was always looking forward to seeing otters and axolotls. Me too. Axolotls got wildly popular among everyone because of that television commercial. That sure brings back memories. I'm glad you like them too. Seeing them slowly move around is totally relaxing. And the dumb face they make as they open their mouths is cute. Mayako smiled. I'm relieved to hear you like cute things too. I was worried you'd say killer whales or sharks after those electric eels. I decided not to mention oarfish. I like cute things as much as the next person. It's just that I have more curiosity than most. You certainly do, Mayako agreed with a nod. By the way, axolotls are related to salamanders, right? I wonder if they grow big and change colors once they come of age. Axolotls retain their juvenile features as they grow. It's called neoteny, I think. Neoteny? But I heard they can change depending on the environment. They lose their gills and adapt to lung breathing, and end up kinda looking like lizards. Or at least that's what was written in the description. I see. I read it countless times. You sound like you really liked aquariums. How about we all go to see one sometime later? Are there any around here? Not anywhere close, but I heard a new one open near Osaka. It's pretty big too. That sounds great. When are we going? Let's see. Mayako fell in thought for a few moments, then looked straight at me. We can think about that once we finish up cleaning after Christmas. Do. No? I thought for sure it was gonna be another, like, intermission title screen. What is the song? This sounded almost like the beginning of... Oh, the end of May or early June, this picture-perfect afternoon we shared. Drive the winding country road, grab a scoop at Alamode, and then we're there. And open field that's framed with trees, we pick a spot and shoot the breeze like buddies do. Quoting songs by our favorite bands, telling jokes no one understands except us two. For forever. That's what it's called. The only thing I could think of was just the two of us, and I was like, it's not that. Mayako laid down the futons as we finished talking about the aquarium. She asked me where I wanted to sleep, and I said here. I climbed into the futon and closed my eyes. I felt tired and wanted to fall asleep as soon as possible. As I emptied my head, no thoughts, the corridor with the oarfish popped into my mind. I was walking through it, holding hands with Sachiko. When I realized it couldn't have been real, I woke up. I glanced at the clock and with the help of the moonlight, made out the display. Only 10 minutes had passed since I went to bed. My hand, however, was still pretending to hold Sachiko's. It made me wonder if it was a dream or a delusion. In the end, I figured there wasn't much of a difference between the two. More importantly, I suddenly felt cold. And it only got worse as I kept reading more of the diary. The more I remembered my time with Sachiko, the more I felt the void where her presence used to be. I truly felt like a hole had opened in me. Yesterday, a hole had opened, right in the middle of my chest for all to see. Twilight colors just like midnight painted the hole so beautifully. Deep in my memories, deep in my memories, deep in my memories, I wanna forget, but I'm swallowed in blue, and all I can see through that blue is you. That's why a hole that opened up where my heart is, something, something, something filled with nothing. But as I tried to say it loud, the words that left my mouth were nothing more than excuses. If I listened in, I could hear the sound of the wind blowing through it. That hole had been there all along. I remembered someone telling me that. I glanced at Mayako and saw her sleeping flat on her back, completely undisturbed. Her profile looked beautiful in the moonlight. She reminded me of Sachiko a little. Wanting to take a closer look, I climbed out of my futon and drew closer to her. Their eyes were about the only thing differentiating them. Sachiko always looked like she was sleepy, which made the shape of her eyes appear somewhat narrower than Mayako's. Still, I wondered how they'd compare when they both fully opened their eyes. I felt like they might look the same. Is something wrong? Mayako addressed me with her eyes closed. I can't sleep because of the cold. Can I get in? Mayako half opened one of her eyes, then closed it again. She told me it was okay. Grabbing my pillow, I slid into her futon. Mayako turned her back to me. I hesitated for a second, then wrapped my arms around her. When I stuck my hand below her, Mayako raised her body a little. Oh, that's gonna be so uncomfortable. I could hear the beating of my heart as I pressed my breast against her back. Mayako was either very light or slept in a good position, because my hand didn't hurt at all, despite being pinned under her weight. Oh, magic. Magic. I connected our two pillows into one, then made my head comfortable in the middle and closed my eyes. During my light fidgeting, my hand brushed against Mayako's bra. A mischievous idea popped into my mind, but I hurriedly discarded it. I was already causing her enough trouble with my weird condition, so I didn't want to make the whole situation even more awkward. Yeah, that definitely wouldn't be awkward at all. As I fell asleep, I dreamt of having sex with Mayako. Wow, Takako. I squeezed my breast with one hand while sticking my other between her thighs. I toyed with her nipples, listening to her moan. When I guided my hand to my crotch, she slowly started massaging it. Oh, welcome back, Dawn. Elated, I turned her over and began vigorously going at her from the front. Mayako hid her face with her hands, trying to avoid eye contact. This is where this comes in perfectly. Her face kept turning into Sachiko's from time to time. This is turning on say so? What do you mean? This is pure love. I still felt everything when I woke up in the morning. Before I opened my eyes, I checked my clothes with my left hand. I heaved a sigh of relief. My head hurt a bit, It must have been from the anxiety and low blood pressure. Doodle-doo! And there is the intermission screen. Do-da-da, do-da-da, do-da-da. Chapter 4, Connected. Let's go, baby! Do-do-do-do. Do-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Aw, isn't this wonderful? I'm going to actually return to the title real quick. This is turning unsay so. Dawn, you forget you weren't here, or I forget that you weren't here at the very start of this game, where Takako and Sachiko literally decide, hey, let's go make out on the the balcony porch of this tropical house on this island. You completely forgot that, like, the very beginning of this game was Sachiko and Takako making out on in like a tropical villa. Two girls being friends, yeah. I heard they were roommates too. Pretty wild. They were roommates? They were roommates. Was this Sachiko? I think this was Sachiko too. This was like when they were on vacation. Do they not sit 5 feet apart in a hot tub? No. No. I don't know. Literally the entire start of this game was, how do we be sussy? It was literally just like... What is this? What are they doing? I completely forgot about how weird this picture was. Was that when Takako got sick? And they got caught in the rain on vacation? I don't even remember too much about what happened at the very start. I just remember it opened with... Oops. I just remember it opened with this, and all like this that I have to mash through now. And then, it was talking about Takako when they were back in middle school, and how they were talking about how someone was pouring milk in like a hole on the track field. And then the rest of it was just Sachiko talking about a vacation they had. Ew? Yeah, it is pretty ew. It was like I don't think it was the track field. I think it was just like a part of the grass. It was just like a part of the, like, grounds in the school. There was just like this weird, like, soft spot that had like milk poured into it. They just kept finding like milk cartons inside of it. Yeah, I don't know. Playing doctor? What could this mean? She looks a lot like, one, she looks a lot like Kozue right here. Two, she looks like a lot like, oh, what's her name? Oh, what is her name? She looks a lot like, Taiga. This really reminds me of Taiga a lot. In Toradora. This is what it really reminds me of Taiga. Also, this is an amazing face. How do I guess that's like... The rays of the sun filtered in through the marmalade-colored western window of the kindergarten, elongating the shadows of the three of us inside. I held a picture book in my hands that masqueraded as a doctor's notebook. Takako was pressing her stethoscope against the belly of a doll. Does a stethoscope have a right and a wrong side? She asked me. You're holding it correctly. I see. She took the stethoscope off and put it on the table. There was a whole lineup of toy medical tools on it, all to be used as part of the game. Takako looked over them for a second, and after a brief moment of hesitation, what is this? She picked up a spatula, generally used to hold down the tongue. Ah, the nurse is looking. I turned around and saw the nurse looking our way. She picked up a plush bunny we left on the floor earlier and put it back in its box. I couldn't make her face out in the backlight. Was she looking at us? Yes. You seem to be a very untrustworthy doctor. I fear for your future patients if you ever actually become one. Ugh. I think Narasaki's better at it than you, Takako. Okay, we can switch if you want. Narasaki stood up. Why do they keep calling Narasaki, but Takako and Sachiko call each other Takako and Sachiko? Why don't they call Narasaki Hibiki? She's the only one that they refer to by her last name. They're all friends. But, then again, I don't think we've ever heard Takako talk about Narasaki. This is from Sachiko's perspective. But, I don't know. It's just interesting. They always call her Narasaki. They never call her Hibiki. She picked up the stethoscope and put it around her neck, and sat down in the chair. So, where does it hurt? I ate a poisoned apple. Was the Snow White? Just like in the story we read today. Oh, it really is Snow White. In that case, please show me your stomach. Okay. Takako pulled up her shirt, exposing her naked belly. Alright, now turn around. Takako did as ordered, pantomiming a spinning chair. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with your lungs. Okay, let's have a look at your throat now. Takako spun her invisible chair again and opened her mouth. Open wide. Yeah, just like that. Narasaki used the spatula to push Takako's tongue out of the way. Oh, that's nasty. You don't know where that's been, Narasaki. You're good at opening your mouth. I can see all the way to your tonsils. Hopefully you don't have to have them removed in the future. I have no idea what you're saying, though. Oh, we're on to Narasaki now. You can't see it because I'm blocking, but it says Narasaki in the corner. The letters blurred and started dancing on the page. I closed the book and rubbed my eyes with one hand. I glanced at the clock resting on the edge of the long table. What are you reading? Kozue, sitting on the other end of the table, addressed me. It's a book. Oh, that was. What are you reading? It's a book about psychological illnesses. Oh, I hope you get better. I'm not the one afflicted. Kozue exhaled an aloof breath. That was pretty funny. She looked toward my direction. Her eyes narrowed. Perception and behavioral psychology? She read out the title of the book I was holding. It's the book I was looking for. Lily said this used to be a sanatorium when you two were talking, so I figured I'd try my luck. So this is 100% the same place. I mean, now that I've gotten big and probably gone off frame, I'm willing to say now that this is the exact same place. With, like, 100% certainty. Like, it was already, like, pretty close to, like, oh, they look the same, everything about them's the same. And obviously, Kozue being here, Kozue being there. But used to be a sanatorium. Does that mean there's a big time split? Because from what we know about Sachiko and Takako's memories, it seems like Sachiko and Takako have been together since kindergarten up until Takako's supposed death. So I don't know when she could have arrived at the sanatorium in a period between then. And they say that she died a year ago. I find it unlikely that this place was a sanatorium up until a single year ago. Especially since when we met Nanae in Italy, she was already talking about how this was already a hotel. This was the sanatorium had already been turned into the hotel. So I'm still very confused. Are you a doctor? That's right. What kind of doctor? Right now, a psychologist, but I've got training in a variety of fields. I see. Despite saying that, Kozue looked at me with incredulous eyes. I didn't flinch, and soon enough, her gaze mellowed out. Never known a doctor before. Really? Kozue began tilting her head to the side, but stopped the moment she caught herself doing it. The school has a counselor, though. You can become a counselor without a doctor's license as long as you have the relevant education. Is that person a friend of yours? No. He came to my house this one time when I was skipping classes a lot. Apart from that, I only saw him in ethics class. You skip school a lot? When I feel tired. It's not like I enjoy slacking off for long periods of time. I was just really tired then. Did you go to school afterwards? Yes. I got even more tired once my parents started fussing over it. How do you relax on the days you're tired? I sleep until there's no one in the house, which is usually around 9 o'clock. After that, I read books. No one comes back until late at night, so sometimes I go outside during the afternoon. And that helps with your exhaustion? I pried a bit further. Kozue furrowed her brows as if trying to remember what she told me. I suppose tired wasn't the right word. Going to the same place every day bores me to death. I want a change of scenery from time to time. You know, touch grass. Like choosing a less traveled route to school, or boarding a train and letting it take you across town and back until sundown. Stuff like that. You get what I'm trying to say? I used to be a student as well, and even now I'm forced to do more or less the same thing every day. Don't you ever get tired of it? I do. Everyone does. Kozue placed her elbows on the desk and rested her chin on her hands. Can't I just become like those cats that we sleep on the fence? Maybe even the cat wondered why we spend all our time working with barely any rest. Anyway, people are different from napping felines. We can't just do whatever we want. Sure, we're not cats, but still, why can't we live the way we want? People have their positions in society. We're social animals and have roles to fill in our communities. My legs started hurting in my current position, so I recrossed them under the table. And the community returns the favor. Schools provide you with education, while families provide you with your livelihood. Until that role is taken over by your workplace, of course. And it's all structured in a way to make that function as effective as possible, which forces people to do the same thing, the thing they're best at, over and over again. Will I get better once I grow up? What do you mean, exactly? I'm asking if life will become any less boring. I couldn't help but smile at Kozue's childish question. She seemed to consider an easy and unchanging life boring. At the same time, though, it could be considered the embodiment of peace, something that many people held in high regard. Why would it? Well, compared to school, there are all sorts of jobs in the world, and you are free to choose whichever you like. I see. You were right that the world is rife with various different occupations to choose from. At school, you only have the student council, while adult society has countless companies, divisions, positions, industries, occupations, and all sorts of other things that divide and sequester the whole. Kozue listened to me with somewhat dim eyes. However, this level of extreme specialization severely narrows the scope of your job compared to what you're used to at school, which is why people tend to be likened to cogs in a machine. Why does it have to be so specialized? I don't know. Maybe because everyone is competing in the same field. As our goals keep getting bigger and bigger and our population increases, everyone has to be an expert at their respective roles. A cog, said Kozue, her expression clouding over. If you look at the big picture, we're like an awesome giant robot, I said. How does everyone let off steam in a world like that? Well, that depends on the person, but if we go back to the robot example, sometimes I like to think that we're Voltron. It's something you'll gradually get to learn at home, at school, or even during club activities. Is that how it works? Most of the time, at least. Kozue let out a small sigh. I suddenly don't feel like going to school tomorrow. I couldn't help making a sour expression myself. Still, maybe I'll pay a bit more attention from now on. I'm glad to hear that. With that subject covered, Kozue shifted her gaze back to her book. I returned to my book as well. It contained several records about past treatments, which made me hope I could find one that resembled Sachiko's situation. How do you work exactly? Kozue addressed me around the same time I finished making a note of every case worth looking into. Me? Taken by light surprise, I reacted with a foolish question. There was no one else in the room, so Kozue just continued staring at me, saying nothing. I made an embarrassed smile. I'm not sure how you imagine it, but psychologists aren't like other doctors. We don't mess with your body too much. At best, we recommend some medicine. What kind of patients come to you? Most of the people that visit my place are either old men that use dementia as an excuse to talk about their grandchildren, or housewives who come to complain about their husbands and daily chores. Sounds like a pain. But even I could hear them out. It doesn't take a genius to listen. What do you do when they finish talking then? Well, first I have to listen carefully, and then find the exact cause of what's weighing on their mind. Then I think about how to help them overcome it. Sounds simple enough. Well, it might not be as easy as you think. You can't see inside a person's mind after all. Or can you? How is it not easy? It's different from simply opening someone's mouth and inspecting the conditions of their tonsils, or listening for abnormalities in the beating of their heart. Everyone's mind is unique and different from mine, so you can neither quantify anything nor tell good from bad with exact precision. Then, what do you do? Having a hard time putting it into words. However, Kozue fell completely silent, obviously waiting for an answer. I took a breath and considered how I could convey at least the gist of it to her. It might be easier to understand if you imagine the mind as a large swath of water. Its surface could be ravaged by storms, while the deeper parts remain undisturbed. However, there are times when the sea appears calm enough from the beach, but when you step into the water, you end up getting swept away by the underwater currents. People's emotions work in a similar way. To find out what's really going on, you have to delve deep. Just looking at the surface, or even the mid-depth, won't yield a definite answer. You need to reach the bottom. So you dive as deep as you can and shine light on the darkness you find there. And it's only then that you start seeing the genuine thoughts of that person. They're all like deep-sea fish, living in the depths no one knows about. They evolve in their own unique and unconstrained way. And sometimes, When you shine the light on them, you realize they are somehow distorted or missing something. Your job is to convey that to the person and help them fix it. After a few moments of silence, Kozue made a small nod. I'm not sure I understood it. Can't exactly blame you. Guess it's not that easy after all. Yep. Hey, have you ever ridden the train until sundown? Not yet. And are you sure you're still sane? I have other ways to relax. You'll recall how I said each person is unique. I get enough changes of pace as it is. I wish I could be like that too. As the hour grew closer to lunchtime, Kozue began stuffing her notebooks into her backpack. Going home? She slung the full backpack over her shoulder. Yes. I see. In that case, can I have one last question? Kozue passed by my chair, but turned around as I addressed her. What? I'm looking for a picture book with birds. Do you know where they keep them? No? And with that, Kozue trotted out of the library. For all that remains... Oh no. Is it remains? For all da 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 da. For all that remains. I don't think it's remains. The sands will amend. This ghost I call. The library was dead silent without Kozue and Lily. The short heels of my red shoes clicked against the floor, their sound reverberating across the walls and the high ceiling. For fun, I tried to make them click at calculated intervals, producing a sound akin to the ticking of a clock. On the second floor, shelf near the window, I found a wild bird encyclopedia. I picked it up, brushed off the dust, and flipped through a few pages. I saw something blue and returned to that page. There's a picture of the bluebird I saw yesterday on the windowsill. I left the library sometime after noon. As I passed the row of olive trees and reached the inner yard, I heard voices from the rough direction of the camphor tree. I followed the sound to see Nanae talking to a girl I didn't know. The girl sat on a plastic sheet surrounded by a bunch of toys. As she nodded, Nanae patted her on the head, which made her close her eyes in response. I'll be back with some snacks. Oh, wait, no. I'll be back with some snacks. And with that, Nanae disappeared into the mansion through a side entrance. I forgot I gave Nanae a valley accent. Left alone, the girl resumed playing with her toys. With her short hair fastened into a side tail, she reminded me of Takako in her childhood. I moved to her side so as to not startle her. The girl was trying to give her doll some milk. However, unable to properly press the tip of the bottle into the doll's mouth, she kept brushing it against its face. I looked at her profile. Big eyes, angled, energetic-looking eyebrows. She shared some features with Takako, but she definitely wasn't her. Hello. I addressed her as I reached the camphor tree. The girl turned toward me. However, her eyes were fixed not on me, but the doll I was holding. I made the doll's hand move as though I was knocking on the door. Who is it? I'm Hibiki. I work nearby as a doctor. What about you? I'm Mia. She's Lily. She showed me the baby doll she was holding. You two came here alone? She shook her head. I came here with my brother, but he went off to the mountains, leaving me to take care of everything. I see. Must be tough on you. It is. The girl was staring at the doll in my hands. I made it walk and bow in front of her. It's dirty. I played an embarrassed smile. It had obvious tear marks, and its colors had mostly faded. Well, it's a pretty old doll after all. It might not look like much now, but this is actually our clinic's mascot. I moved my doll's hand to take the milk bottle from the girl, and by shifting its angle a little, pushed it into the mouth of her doll. As I did that, the liquid inside the bottle decreased. Oh no! Thank you. I hope that that's part of like a collect all the sets Bottles sold separately, because that sounds like a recipe for disaster. This time, the girl looked at me. You're welcome. Miss Doctor, would you accept an invitation for dinner as a token of our gratitude? I like that idea. The girl began preparing dinner, placed toy plates and food on the board. It looks delicious. I see you've prepared a lemon pie and some vegetable soup, but what's this? Potato salad. The door of the side entrance opened. Oh? Nana closed the door behind her with one leg. The best character has arrived, second best character. She was carrying a tray full of madeleines and had an extra mandolin in her mouth. Good evening. I greeted her with my doll. Nana came closer to us and saw the food the girl had prepared. Oh, that smells nice. You want some too, Nana? Of course. I even brought dessert. Let's all have some later. Eventually, Mia's brother returned to come pick her up. You sure you got all your toys with you? Mia spent a few moments rummaging through her bag. Then stuck her hands in her pockets and checked something in there as well. Yep. Ouch! What's up with running off and leaving your little sister all on their own? Further away, it seemed like Nana's iron fist of punishment had just landed on the boy's head. He staggered backwards, clutching his head with one hand. Miss Narasaki? Oh. I felt someone tug on my sleeve. Glancing down, I saw Mia looking at me. I leaned down and patted her on the head. Bye. Let's play again some other time. Careful on your way back, okay? Mia smiled, then ran after her brother and Nana. Things ended well this time, but what do you think would have happened if she tried following you and got lost in the mountains? Someone has to look after her. Use your head. You're her brother. I thought you'd look after her if I left her here. Mia's brothers kept making excuses in a small voice while still clutching his head. Move your hand. I'm gonna give you another one. Nanai. Mia tugged on Nanai's sleeve with the worried expression. Nana let out a sigh and lowered her fist. Well, whatever. Make sure to be home by the time it gets dark. I'm sorry. The boy lowered his head and took Mia's hand in her bag and walked off. I told everything that happened to your parents, so better be ready when you get home. The boy started for a moment, but continued walking. Wait, hold on. Weird. Maybe I was mishearing something. It sounds like I wasn't muting when I muted. As I watched the siblings walk off in the afternoon glow, Nana turned to me and made an embarrassed smile. I ended up causing you trouble. Nah, it's been a while since I could return to my inner child. It was fun. Really? I'm glad to hear that. Contrary to her words, her expression still remained somewhat sour. Sour? This face? You sure you didn't go overboard with the boy? Don't worry. I know all the kids and their parents around here. I can't let them misbehave in front of my eyes. What if he starts hating you for beating him and such? I'm sure he'll understand. And if he starts hating me, I'll do my best to make him change his mind. You don't want to upset them, but you can't let them do as they please either. That's the hard part about being an adult. Nana shook her head. I'm slowly losing it. I'm losing the valley every time she talks. Oh my god. Narasaki, can you believe that? That's like so uncool. Oh, we're in Sachiko. This looks like the room in the creation trailer. I found a round resting room at the end of the corridor on the second floor. It had a small table and 2 chairs. There's also a shelf with a collection of old books. The curving wall, facing the inner yard, was covered in windows. The camphor tree stood right in front of the windows, its branches partially blocking the light. I sat down in one of the chairs and gazed outside. I thought about what I should do next. And what I'm gonna do next is actually, why is there no Elgato sound? What? Elgato? Is there just no music right now? No, it's just there's no background music right now. Okay. What I'm gonna do now is pretend I'm doing Ring Fit Adventure because I'm gonna get up and stretch. Because I'm falling asleep. So... I guess I'll go on the be right back screen because... Actually... I could play music. I'll just play Deep Indigo. I'll be right back. I just realized that I didn't have the audio for the music when I was on the break. That's kind of scuffed, but I forgot that I did not add that new audio source in here. And I just can't quite hit the note right there. Carried by the blue and out of sight. Now just imagine if that had been playing the entire time. Let me add that in before I forget again. Also, I want to make sure that the alerts are working. They are. Cool. As the indigo blue fills my eyes. Oh. No, not sleep mode. Life is just one trade-off after the other. Something that I learned quick as I got older, Elma. It's been you know. The music I've been listening kept me going. 2 verses left, not even worth mentioning. Since life is priced as... But tragically the story... Line ends. Do 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 do. I sat down in one of the chairs and gazed outside. I thought about what I should do next. Sun rays filtering through the leaves gave the chairs and the table in the room a pleasant warmth. I felt somewhat drowsy looking at all that greenery swaying in the wind. The bell signaled the end time of lunch, or the end of lunchtime. Some of the boys dashed out of the classroom to secure themselves a place to play in the athletics field. We're also on Sachiko now. The sound of shuffling footsteps and various voices filled the area around me. Managing to finish my pack of milk before the bell stopped ringing, I tore off the part holding it together and folded it into a neat rectangle. Once I was finished, I put it in the green case next to the podium. The cases for other tableware seemed to have already been cleaned up. I picked up the green case and left the classroom, intending to carry it to the storage room. Clang. I lowered the case, placing it next to a whole bunch of similarly green cases from other classes. As I left the dark storage room and glanced out the window, I spotted several students already playing ball on the athletics field. The normally popular basketball court seemed to have been taken over by an older class. I turned away and continued to the backyard. The backyard between the fourth wing and big concrete wall was about as poorly lit as the storage room, but at least it allowed me to distance myself from the noise of the other students. However, as I turned a corner beyond the fourth wing, I saw someone. The silhouette was crouching over a patch of grass, apparently watering it. What are you doing? Ah, Sachi! Takako turned around, her twin tails dancing in the wind. I sat down next to her, in my usual spot on the emergency stairs. I came to water your birthday present. That's so. It's always damp here, so I don't think it needs much watering. You're never in your classroom during lunch. You always come here? Yep. I opened my paperback and took out the bookmark. Takako sat down next to me, and after a few moments staring at the page I was reading... but soon got tired of it and turned away. She then picked up a sketchbook that was lying on the stairs and began drawing something with a brown pencil. Scritch. Scritch scratch. The scribbling of the pencil was the only sound in the backyard for a while. What are you drawing? Your present. You told me I couldn't pluck it, so I figured I'd draw it. I see. You know, our classical Japanese teacher is terrible. I keep raising my hand, but he never asks me anything. Earlier today, I tried raising my hand to answer a question that no one in class had any clue about, and he still ignored me. Why do you think that is? Maybe he hates you because you keep sleeping in class. And your voice is always too loud. I can't help my voice. But I guess I was right. Damn. And then there's the math teacher. And then the math teacher only ever asks me something when I don't know the answer. Besides, you're terrible at classical Japanese. He probably doesn't let you speak because he doesn't want you to embarrass yourself. I'll get great marks on the next test and show him. Good luck. Sachi, can you teach me after school? I can, but what about your club? The boys' basketball and volleyball teams are using the gym today, so I don't have practice. I'll do some running tonight, but that's about it. I see. I turned a page. The sound of fervent scribbling resumed. I'm done. She placed the pencil on the stairs and held out her sketchbook in front of me. A 4-leaf clover extended across the entire page, each of its leaves appearing a bit different. Some of the leaves are drawn with wavy lines, while others look jagged. Both versions look quite pleasing to the eye, despite them being drawn with relatively few lines. Exactly what kind of profession are you aiming for? Well... Her big eyes grew round as she let out a thoughtful grunting sound. I like drawing and creating things, so something along those lines. That's not very specific. It's the bell. Let's go. As I stood up and brushed the dust off my skirt, Takako rolled along the ground and stopped behind me. What are you doing? After school, upon turning the corner, I saw Takako on all fours. What are you doing? Oh. Takako turned her head over her shoulder and waved at me. I was looking for the 4-leaf clover. Do you come here during every break? My classes are over. I came here to read a book for a while before going home. I sat down on the stairs, opened the book, and took out the bookmark. Here it is. I thought she was gonna dogaza. As soon as she found it, she unzipped her bag she'd left in the shed of the stairs and took out her equipment. She entered the building holding a yellow bucket, filling it up with water, then came back out. Alrighty. She sat down next to me. Splish. She stuck her brush into the water. Green and yellow. She squeezed the paint tubes, covering her palette in colors. I feel like it's not colorful enough. I turned a page. Just use some other colors then. I see. I turned a page. I heard the sound of a brush gliding against the canvas. The damp, gloomy backyard regained its usual silence. The only things I could hear were the sound of turning pages as I read, and the cries of the cicadas in the distance. I'm done. Oh, I'm done. What do you think? She placed the brush on the stairs and held out the sketchbook in front of me. That's one colorful clover. I'm avant-garde. Does it have any meaning? Well... She stuck her head out and considered the canvas herself. She then pointed at the blue leaf. This blue leaf represents a sprout. It's the youngest of the 4. The yellow one is a young leaf that's yet to fully form. The green one, well, as you can no doubt tell yourself, is just a normal leaf in its prime. And lastly, this red one is a leaf at the end of its life. She pointed at the green and red leaves in order. I'm impressed you managed to come up with that on the spot. I passed the qualification examination for colors the other day. You can make any color you want by mixing the 4 I used for these leaves. Takiko's palette was a difficult-to-describe mess of a whole array of colors mixed together. Almost like she couldn't decide which one to pick, right until the very end. Ooh, green and blue. Sachiko? Tachiko? Back to Sachiko? Oh, Narasaki. Neither one of them. Okay. I guess the intermission scenes are just telling me which characters were in them, and not necessarily which characters coming up. At the end of the second floor corridor, there was a cylinder-shaped lounge with a small table, 2 chairs, and a bookshelf in it. A set of large windows lined the wall, welcoming the serene afternoon light. I spotted Sachiko sleeping at the table, using her elbows as a pillow. I silently pulled out the other chair, careful not to wake her. The chair creaked as I lowered myself in it, but it didn't seem to disturb her. Sachiko's shoulders rhythmically moved up and down, but other than that, she remained motionless. Her thin and glossy hair, succumbing to the pull of gravity, covered her face. It swayed ever so lightly in the soft breeze, glimmering in the afternoon light. I realized the collar of my coat got crooked as I sat down. Coat got crooked. Remembering that I had a doll in my pocket, I took it out and placed it on the table. It had been preserved well given its age. I tried brushing off a dirty spot on its cheek with a finger, but it didn't work. Suddenly, I heard some footsteps from behind. Looking up, I saw Nana's aunt at the other end of the corridor. She seemed to have noticed me as well and made a light bow. Hello. She came over to my chair, carrying a basket full of laundry. Hello. The weather certainly is nice today. Neither too cold nor too hot. A perfect day for an afternoon nap, if there ever was one. How about joining us? An enticing proposal, but I must refuse. If Nana found us, I wouldn't hear the end of it. That's too bad. Lily made a warm smile, then shifted her gaze to the doll on the table. Is this yours? Yeah. It looks quite old. Switching the laundry basket to her other hand, Lily considered the doll with curious eyes. I held it up in front of her. She took it with her one free hand. Is it handmade? Spots of dirt aside, it appears well crafted. I've had it since my childhood. You could say it's somewhat special to me. Ah, so it's something important to you. Lily inspected the doll for any other patches of dirt and tear marks. I could fix it up for you if you want. Really? Of course. It's not like our own antiques receive no refurbishing. We have a contract with a company that specializes in these things, and I myself can handle some of the simpler items. Lily answered me with a smile. Fixing your doll is not that much difficult compared to what I usually do anyway. In that case, I'd definitely appreciate it. Alright. Lily placed the doll in her laundry basket. She then pulled out a sheet from it. Use this if you're planning to sleep. Thank you. It was hanging in the sun just a few minutes ago, so it should feel quite pleasant. I might end up being unable to sleep at night because of it, though. Lily chuckled. That wouldn't be good. Sleep is the best medicine, or however the saying goes. She nodded to herself a few times. I imagine a mansion like this must have a ghost story or two. Absolutely. Do you like those kind of stories? I'm quite a fan. In that case, I can tell you one if you want. Sounds great. Lily nodded, placed the basket on the floor, and lowered herself to the empty chair. It's about a woman who used to live here quite a while ago. She was quite different from most people. You could say she had an unusually sharp intuition. For example, look at this scar. I got it when I was hit by a bike. Lily rolled up her sleeve and showed her elbow to me. I could make out a scar that must have needed at least 6 stitches. It was quite an old wound. I doubt I would have even noticed the scar had she not pointed it out. I spoke to that woman on the phone the other day, and she told me to be careful of bikes. She would always warn you about things out of nowhere, but her premonitions always turned out to be true. Why did you get hurt then? Lily smiled. I wasn't planning to go out that day, but I was bored and napped through half the day. Then by the time I awoke, I'd already forgotten about the warning. I figured it was the perfect time to take out the trash, and as soon as I stepped outside, I was hit by a bike. She leaned to the left, pantomiming how she got hit. So, that person could predict the future? I'm not sure. In my experience, there were only 2 occasions where she predicted something with such accuracy, so I probably wouldn't go so far as to say she could read the future. On the other hand, there were several cases that made me think she had unbelievably good instincts. It felt more like she was sensitive to the supernatural. One time while working here, I figured I'd skip out on cleaning duty and was sleeping in the storage room when I woke up with some really bad sleep paralysis. I couldn't move at all and was half panicking when I suddenly heard someone's footsteps outside, along with the voices of 2 people. However, my mouth wouldn't move, so I couldn't call for help either. As I was praying for someone to notice me, I heard one of the 2 draw closer to the storage room, opening its door. It was her again. I pleaded for help with my gaze, but when she saw me, all she did was snort, as if making fun of me. Lily recounted with a smile on her own face. She then closed the door and left. The sleep paralysis decided on its own later, and I remember looking all over the place to find and give her a piece of my mind. I was furious she didn't rescue me. Lily raised her fist in an expression of rightful anger, but soon lowered it and smiled. At any rate, I thought she had special powers. How about you? Do you believe in such things? I've had no first-hand experience with stuff like that, so I don't have much to say. I see, Lily continued in a slightly hushed tone. A lot of hotels and inns started popping up after the war, for tourists and stuff. However, most of them went bankrupt as soon as the real estate bubble burst, and with no funds to even raise the building, they ended up abandoned. It has been said since olden times that this area maintained strong ties with the supernatural. With the convenient ghost mansion around, the stories pertaining to all the things that might live inside went completely out of control. There are dozens of such stories. Honestly, I can't even remember them all. Anyway, this woman in question could see those kinds of things, so she had it rough. And her senses grew keener after that one particular incident. At first, she could only hear sounds at night. At that time, she was already working and lodging at the mansion. Anyway, she once said she could hear water dripping from the tap, despite sleeping in the wing farthest from the kitchen. The tap here was pretty loose, so you could close it really tightly. With that in mind, she climbed up out of bed and went to the kitchen to see what was up. Still half asleep, she tried to wring the tap handle even harder, but it didn't help. Then she suddenly heard something near her ears that sounded vaguely like the laugh of a child. She swiftly spun around, but there was no one there. Figuring it was only her imagination, she returned to bed, but as soon as she began to doze off, she heard some voices again. This time, it was a bunch of children laughing. She jumped out of bed, but once again, there was no one there. Assuming it was just a bad dream she had after that unpleasant experience with that tap, she lay back on the bed, only for the sound of dripping water to start again. She had a bad feeling about it, but still considered the possibility that her previous experience with the tap was no more than a dream. In the end, she got up and went to the kitchen again. As she closed the handle again, she heard the voice again. This time it was clear as day.
Let's play some more.
However, she didn't turn around. Instead, she focused on something that she saw from the corner of her eyes. It was not behind, but below her. She slowly looked down to see a child looking at her. The child turned its shadowy face to her, and after conceding that they had been found, suddenly dashed towards the kitchen wall and vanished beyond it. Well, was that scary? She leaned against the table on her elbows and took a good look at my face. Yeah, that was pretty creepy. Right? She nodded to herself with a satisfied smile. Want to hear what happened next? Yeah, what happened? So, She ended up changing rooms, but felt the presence of children in her new place as well. After that, she started seeing odd things all over the mansion. I saw her run into them multiple times myself. This one time, she suddenly stopped in place as we were climbing the stairs. When I asked her what was wrong, she told me she saw something in the mirror that shouldn't have been here. We had a big mirror on the second floor, and I gave it a glance, but it looked perfectly normal to me. All I could see reflected in it were the two of us. I asked her if she was tired and played it for the laughs at the time, but it kept happening, so I figured I might as well try and research the history of the mansion a bit. I already knew that the place used to be a sanatorium. I told you about the Fujisaki family, right? Well, we knew that even before we refurbished the place. The building had been purified by Shinto priests, and it was never a hospital or the site for a graveyard either. Besides, this area saw plenty of battles during the war, so you'd expect all the weird things to happen there, and not over here in the secluded mansion. Anyway, I figured I'd dig a bit deeper, and using records in the study in the library next door. Oh, that's right. The library over there actually used to belong to another building. It fell apart before we could do anything about it, so we only ended up getting the library. It's actually even older than this mansion. Anyway, I also found some black and white photos from when the place was used as a sanatorium. I showed the pictures to my friends, and she pointed at a few people, telling me she actually saw them here in the mansion. Lily stole a glance at me. What happened after that? Well, we assumed those people must have been ghosts or something, so we called a priest and had him purify the place. We used holy salt, placed charms in the doors and the walls, and all that jazz. There might still be some left. Want me to look for them? I figured it wouldn't have been too fun to see them, so I declined. Anyway, after that, she stopped telling her weird stories to me. I was relieved, thinking we were finally done with it. But one day, and ironically enough, in this exact place, I was walking down the corridor when I heard some voices. Thinking that someone was having a conversation, I continued walking and ran into her. But there was no one else. She just stood there, chuckling, all by herself. When I asked her what she was doing, she answered that was nothing. It felt weird, so I didn't back down. Who were you talking to? I asked her. She finally told me that those people from the pictures didn't disappear after the purification, and that after talking to them, she found out they weren't bad people at all. She didn't want us to worry anymore, so she kept silent about it. No one else, of course, saw or felt anything, so it could have gone by unnoticed, but I think she wanted someone to confess to. Even after that, I saw her talking to herself on multiple occasions. One time when we were folding the sheets, she suddenly looked up at the ceiling and started following something with her eyes. When I asked her what it was, she told me she saw a butterfly, but I couldn't see anything no matter where I looked. It also happened on a cold winter day, so it didn't even make sense for a butterfly to be there. She said it was probably from the other world. According to her, it was a beautiful blue butterfly. After that, she began talking to herself a lot less frequently. Instead, she started seeing butterflies everywhere. I realized how she would almost always stare upward whenever we roamed the corridors together. She even said she wanted to try and catch one. Anyway, one day she had to clean the guest rooms. I was assigned to cleaning the windows in the corridor, but as I was working, I suddenly heard a loud sound from the room she was cleaning. I rushed inside to find it completely empty. The window was open, so I looked down, thinking that she might have fallen down or something. I didn't see anyone. But then I remembered that we had a well down below, so I called some people and we ended up going down the well with flashlights and everything, but found nothing. Only the dark water's surface reflected our lights. We turned the place upside down looking for her, but never found her. Huh? Didn't that turn into a serious incident then? I assumed the police were involved? Yeah. The police filed her as a missing person and kept looking. They even climbed down our well, but didn't find any clues. Anyway, she disappeared without a trace. Most of the people have heard stories about her, so they started saying that she was spirited away. Her parents looked everywhere for her, but ended up with no clues either. However, it's possible she's been here all along. It's just that we couldn't see her. Well, was it scary? Lily opened her eyes wide as she asked the question. More like creepy in an unsettling way. I suppose. You know, someone said that if we can't find the body, that means there's a chance she's still out there, alive and well. If it's a possibility I can't deny. So you're saying we're better off not knowing? Well, there are things best left unknown, right? Besides, we don't even know whether she was seeing real ghosts or just had mental problems. On the other hand, she began acting particularly weird after seeing those old pictures. Perhaps it would have been best for her to just ignore that whole incident with that child, or whatever she saw on the first weird night. What do you think? Well, I'd imagine it'd be difficult not to pay attention to something as big as that. You're right, but I think it was at least an option. As I deliberated on which part she had been referring to exactly, her tone suddenly turned more cheerful. These kinds of stories are like Pandora's box. If no one ever opened the thing before, how would they know that hope would be the last thing remaining on the bottom? However, some theories claim that you could also know the future through it. Really? Still, it doesn't really change my example. I glanced at Sachiko and Lily followed my gaze. What do you think? The light following on Sachiko's hair had grown orange in hue. I suddenly heard another set of footsteps approaching from the direction of the corridor. Oh, snap. Lily stood up as Nanai stormed into her serene space. What are you doing here? What about the laundry? Nanai addressed Lily in a somewhat heated tone. I wasn't skimping on work. I was telling our guests about the history of our mansion, that's all. I really hope they weren't your silly ghost stories again. Oh, not even close, right? I'm sorry for taking up your time, but I truly appreciate that curious little story. Nanai looked at Lily, then back at me. She finally heaved a deep sigh. Well, okay then. Lily picked up her laundry basket. Well, I'll be returning to work then. Jeez. Let's have another chat sometime, said Lily as she began walking down the corridor. Sure. Well, see you around then. Nanai followed after Lily. Looking like a corridor? Why does Narasaki's look like a hand? Tips, second trip, landscape immersion has been unlocked. I'm gonna save here. This is really relaxing. It makes me want to sleep. But what I'm gonna do is do the second tips, and then I'm probably gonna end the stream after that. Seems like a good stopping point. That seemed like a pretty good stopping point. Getting into chapter 4, switching back over to Sachiko now that she's woken up. So, and we also unlocked the tips. So that seems like a perfect place to wrap it up. Yeah, so we got our first part of tips 2. Interesting. Landscape immersion. The tips must be like Well, they're optional, so they obviously aren't mentioned, because Narasaki has experienced something supernatural. But I was on my way to Tokyo to pick up furniture for my mansion from a friend. I had 2 good friends in high school, and one of them would donate her furniture to my place from time to time. She established herself as the president of the hotel business in the capital, being the most successful one of the 3 of us. Yesterday, she told me over the phone how she decided to close a few of her hotels and sell off the land. According to her, the decision wasn't made due to the business struggling. In fact, she bought that land expecting its value to skyrocket so she could sell it off at a higher price. Long story short, she now had some extra furniture she didn't know what to do with. She sent a portion of her furniture to her other places and sold off some others at an auction, but she still had a lot left and didn't feel like throwing everything away. Besides, donating them to someone was cheaper than disposal anyway. It made her remember that I ran an inn, so she decided to contact me. This must be Nanai. We both came from a small village in the mountains. Most of it consisted of rice paddy fields and traditional Japanese buildings with thatched roofs that you could rarely find anymore in this day and age. Besides that, only lush green mountains surrounded the area. It was the very definition of the word countryside. As such, the majority of my childhood memories were of flowing rivers, singing birds, and the fresh smell of rice fields. I heard the chirping of birds as I got off the train. But as I looked around trying to find them, I only saw a tall pole with a speaker on top. I descended the stairs, thinking that the people in the city were weird. My friend had always been obsessed with success, so she ended up choosing a famous university in the capital. At first, I was worried about her. As to why? Well, there was never really anything about her that made her stand out in school. Even her grades were all average. I imagined city people as a competition-driven group that would do anything for money. So I wasn't sure how a country lamb like her could possibly survive in a sea of such sharks. However, she ended up being much more capable than I gave her credit for, and got as far as opening multiple hotels and inns all over the area all by herself. In retrospect, perhaps her ability not to stand out in the country was just another manifestation of her shrewdness in life. I never suspected her to have an interest in running businesses, although she was always the one who'd collect money from us to pay for the bill whenever we went to eat out. She was never a part of any group of authority in school, like a student council or something similar, but now that I thought about it, she would always find a way to keep the discussion going once all the others had run out of ideas or energy. It was interesting how talent would sometimes manifest in the least expected places, although you could only ever notice that in retrospect. As for me, I remained in our hometown and still lived there. As I left the station, I climbed onto the back seat of the first taxi I spotted and told the driver the address of the hotel. The driver raised a white-gloved hand in a sign of understanding. I leaned back in my seat and recalled the last time I visited her hotel. She bought some ancient building with a bunch of old furniture and gave it a makeover. The result was the hotel. I wasn't sure if they'd fit my place, but I did have my eye on a few specific things. As such, I promised her to board the Shinkansen from Kansai to Tokyo first thing in the early morning the next day. I looked up at a tall building I saw through the window. It was my 3rd time in Tokyo. Most of the time, I just head straight to the international airport by train, so it was pretty new for me to actually be driven through the city in a taxi. I could feel the driver staring at me through the rearview mirror, so I decided not to fidget too much. When I reached the hotel, I found her in the lobby. She was talking on the phone. She drew the phone away from her ear for a moment, and before I could open my mouth said, "If there's anything that piques your interest, put the sticker on it." Back on the train, I mentally ran through multiple simulations of how our conversation would go, but it seemed like I was only wasting my time. But that was so like her. Following her instructions, I spent the rest of the time walking around and putting stickers with my name on them on things I liked. Turning around, I saw all sorts of furniture with my stickers on them. It reminded me of a property seizure scene I once saw in the movie. Some of the things I wanted were already gone, but I still got my hand on quite a number of nice articles. One of the antiques I grew particularly fond of was a moss green one-seater sofa of English design. After about an hour, I returned to the lobby to look for my friend. I spotted her walking through the main entrance. She seemed to be on her way somewhere, accompanied by someone wearing an expensive suit. Already done? Yeah. Did you find anything? I found quite a few things I could use. It's definitely worth the trip. Glad to hear that. Are you going somewhere? Yeah, I have some urgent business to take care of. I don't think I'll be back by sunset. I see. Sorry for having you come all this way, and... It's okay. Work doesn't wait. I'll come again some other time to thank you for this. She made a warm smile upon hearing me say that. It was at least 3 times more dazzling than the one I remembered from our school days. We're actually gonna pass by the station on the way. We could drop you off if you want. That'd help me save some cash on the taxi. Thanks. I spotted a luxurious-looking black car parked by the side of the road as we left the hotel. We both climbed onto the back seat. The interior smelled brand new. I looked out the window as the car began to move. I might have come from the country, but even I knew this was a luxurious German car that must have cost a fortune to buy and maintain. As I was wondering whether she'd be filing a purchase of this caliber under taxable or non-taxable expenditure, she suddenly asked me how I felt about the city. It took me a few moments to realize the meaning of her question. It's quite different from home. I was really surprised by that random birdsong speaker at the station. Oh, those are for the visually handicapped. I gave her a confused look. You might have noticed how they were all set up by the stairs. I reddened, realizing I had the wrong idea all along. It's been quite a while since I've been back home, she remarked, changing the subject upon noticing my distress. We spent the few minutes it took to get to the station discussing the country. As we reached our destination, I stepped out of the car and thanked her. I glanced at my watch as the car rolled away. I had nothing to do for the rest of the day. Having heaved a sigh, I ventured into the Nakano shopping district with the intention of grabbing something for lunch. After walking around for a while, I found myself attracted to a melon bread shop and a ramen restaurant. However, I felt like melon bread alone would not be enough, while the ramen seemed like it was made using bland soy sauce for the base. Then I remembered how there was an excellent ramen shop in Ueno. I couldn't quite remember how to get there, but I had plenty of time to spare, so I hopped on a train at Nakano Station that headed in Ueno's general direction. I changed the Yamanote line at Shinjuku and reached my destination with far less difficulty than I expected. It was already past 1 o'clock, but I still managed to get into the shop without having to wait in a line. With no one to talk to while I ate, I ended up reminiscing about the last time I'd been here. I sat here with the other one of those friends I'd mentioned. At the time, she wanted to go to the nearby zoo. It was 2 o'clock when I left the restaurant. I reserved a seat on the night train, but seeing how it was a weekday, I probably would have found an open seat on any random train at this hour. However, my original plan was to spend the night drinking with my friend while reminiscing about the old days, then using all my remaining energy to catch the last train and sleep until I was home. I felt a need to use up all this pent-up energy. Besides, I was in a good mood after getting my hands on all that great furniture for free. I decided to go to the zoo. My trip to the zoo? The first YouTube video? I thought it'd be empty at this hour, but I was wrong. There was a middle-aged man with a camera looking at birds. I also found an old man gazing at the elephants. I ran into a whole family on the Penguin Mountain. Each corner had at least one person strolling around. One man was drinking beer in front of the bear cage. At first glance, I didn't spot anything inside, so I stopped and began looking for the bear that was supposedly there. Its cage was on a lower level compared to me, with some rocks, a lake, and a large tree in the middle. I circled around the cage but couldn't find the bear. Perhaps the caretakers took it somewhere else. The bear might have needed a medical checkup, or had been taught some tricks to entertain the audience. Or maybe it needed to be washed off at some other facility. I stole a glance at the man on the bench, drinking beer. He was absent-mindedly gazing in my direction. I couldn't imagine what he was doing there in front of an empty cage. Although I figured he could have said the same thing about me. When I reached the small animal corner, I realized I was going through the zoo in the exact same order as before. There were hundreds of potential routes one could have picked. I remembered how adamant my friend was about seeing an anteater. So we pretty much combed the entire place looking for it. I was following the exact same route now. I stood in the front of the anteater's cage. It was still in the same place, a building separated from visitors by a glass wall. There was a sign with the word anteater written on it. White ink. Oh, written in white ink dangling in front of the cage. Found it, I said while she was looking somewhere else. You did? She cheerfully hurried to my side. Where is it? She lined up next to me. I don't think it's here right now. No way. This cannot be. She dropped her shoulders. When I asked her why she wanted to see it so much, she told me its hands looked cute when it tried to walk on its hind legs. She wanted to see the real thing ever since she saw it in the picture. And indeed, there was a picture of an anteater on its hind legs in front of the cage too. It seems to do that when it's angry, I told her when I read the explanation. That's what's good about it. I very much doubted the anteater would have agreed with that. I pulled myself back to reality, ooped there goes gravity, and gave the cage a good look. There was no sight of the anteater this time either. I felt like I could now understand her disappointment. Someone else came to the cage while I was still lingering in front of it. I decided to make it look like I was looking for an animal before I hastily leave. However, as I shook my head in front of the cage, a man walked up next to me and began taking pictures of it. Confused, I peered into the cage again. But no matter where I looked, I still couldn't see any animals. Next, I looked at the man. Wearing a polo shirt, he seemed to be lost in his own world while taking pictures. Excuse me. Could you tell me what you're taking pictures of? I had to ask. Otherwise, this would have kept me up all night. Maybe there was something wrong with my head that made me unable to perceive anteaters in the real world. Besides, I hated that feeling of regret that came after letting certain opportunities slip past you. The man looked at me and made a friendly smile. I'm in need of some scenery pictures. I'm not here to photograph animals, he added. Scenery pictures? Still somewhat puzzled, I ended up parroting his words. I'm designing something that's supposed to recreate the world of animals living in their cages. It's called habitat reproduction, and I'm collecting samples for it right now. He stopped taking pictures and explained everything to me in a friendly manner. I see. It wasn't anything special after all. Now that I thought about it, being unable to see anteaters probably wasn't a very realistic disease anyway. If that even warranted any thought. That's a miniature South African tropical rainforest inside that cage. Even the sounds of the temperature are being emulated. Now that he mentioned it, this room was indeed unnaturally warm, and I could even hear the sound of monkeys and birds through the speakers. I see, I said, feeling impressed. Animals feel more at home this way, and the audience too has a chance to learn more about actual tropical conditions. That's pretty elaborate. I'll pay more attention to the scenery from now on. You do that. I guarantee it'll be more fun that way. After parting from the man, I followed his suggestion and began scrutinizing the environment of the other cages. I thought they all had similar plants inside them, but as I took a closer look, I realized that almost every cage had something different. What surprised me was that none of them were merely models or imitations, but real, actual plants that the zoo staff must have been growing. I found a lot of plants I'd never seen before. I didn't realize it, but this place could have easily doubled as a botanic garden. They must have really cared for their animals quite a bit. A branch quivered in a tall cage inside the bird corner. I spotted the big owl. I turned to the signboard for help, but it listed a whole bunch of different predatory birds along with their illustrations, and I couldn't immediately find the one I had just seen. The signboard had information about their names, natural habitat, and the method of their hunting. I stared into the round eyes of the bird. I had a feeling it was staring back at me. I wonder if it could remember its old forest. Although, from the way it motionlessly stared at me, it didn't seem like it was having any such thoughts. Now that I thought about it, she was also quite interested in birds. Back when we lived together in that mansion up in the mountains, we would observe different types every season. She would find all sorts of birds and tell me their names. I remember how we'd look for them in the forest after hearing their chirping. During one of our walks, I asked her the name of every single bird we spotted. She ended up mentioning over 30 species. I myself only recognized 2 or 3. But I could still remember over half of the names she kept repeating. I pulled myself back to reality again. Oh, there goes gravity. The Owl City was still staring at me. I guess the zoo helped me remember my past at least. I'm so confused. That didn't help me in any way, shape, or form. I don't know who. I have no idea. Like, was that? I assume that was Nanae, or maybe her mother. But I was so confused about what was happening that entire time. Also, what is this missing CG I don't have? There's just a CG that I don't have for some reason. I don't think there have been any options in the game either, so I wonder why. We've gotten almost everything else. I reckon we're maybe closing in on halfway. Like it's gonna be 8 chapters total, maybe. Now that we are on page 3 of 6 for CGs, we're closing in on page 3 of 6. So maybe like 7 or 8 chapters. I mean, it could be 6 chapters. It could be 5 chapters. I don't know. And of course, we've also got the this one. I don't know why I got this, but it's a full body of Sachiko. Not a full body, but it's like an ankles up or like shin up of Sachiko. This is not this. This is not what I'm thinking of. I don't remember what the exact location was that I'm trying to find. There's Illumination. I do remember that one. Was it evening? Nope. It's also interesting that B is open up the menu. Normally, I think of X being open the menu and B being hide chat or hide things. Is it dinner? Oh, it is dinner. I don't know, this is the other, so dinner, I gotta remember, it's dinner and Illumination. But yeah, I don't know when exactly we started. Maybe about 2.5 hours total. Maybe 15 minutes to start in. I know it was at least 11 minutes, so maybe about 2.5 hours of SeaBed today. We started chapter 4. I don't actually know. There's not too much information about this game, I'll be honest. Like, There's a Nintendo Life review. There's a Metacritic review. Like, there are a lot of reviews about it. It's on Steam. And it's on Switch, obviously. But I don't see anything on Steam about it. Just like, even like, pictures of collector's editions that people got. Oh, there is a guide, but it's all just like physical editions and screenshots and stuff like that. And some people talking about, oh, okay, let's see. New content going to be Switch exclusive. It's unclear, it's not clear who's speaking, yeah. Let's see. Switch exclusive stuff. Let's see, what is that? Let's see. So it seems like the Switch version has some stuff that's separate from the Steam version. And then, I just want to look at this, not clear who's speaking. There's some things about like spoiler stuff, but I have a feeling that maybe I'll have a better grasp of that after I finish the game, so I'm not going to look at any of that because spoilers. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know. It seems like there's some discussion about it, but this could also be because of the fact I think the game is a couple years old by now, I think. I'm pretty sure it came out in like 2019 or 2017 or something like that. Maybe, I don't think it was 2020. And I think it came out before that on Steam, before I got it on Switch, so who knows? I don't remember what I got it for on Switch. Whether I got it, I'm pretty sure I got it on a sale, but I don't remember exactly. But it's been pretty exciting. Switching between a lot of like silly goofy stuff and a lot of like kind of like existential, not like existential, but like the whole like, oh, I feel so cold. I feel the hole in my heart, the void left behind by Sachiko's absence. And I was just like, bruh. With that in mind, yesterday I was talking about how Minecraft wasn't running that well. I found out that's actually because I had a setting turned on, or not turned on my computer. So that's what was causing that. It was still might have been OBS, but it was partially the fact that I had like I just had like standard. I had like standard performance. I didn't have high performance mode on, so it was just running everything like normal. And right now I am actually launching Minecraft because I have no idea why I'm launching Minecraft, but I am. And I was thinking this entire stream I should just have Minecraft on in the background so I could be spawning zombies for the mob grinder. It's been pretty fun. I enchanted some stuff and I repaired some things. So I went back down to level 12 and I got back up to level 26 just from letting the zombies spawn, excuse me, a couple times. Excuse me. And I think we missed a couple hiccups yesterday, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Conveniently, I have... Also, I think the reason I opened up Minecraft is a bid to try and keep me awake. Because as always... As always, SeaBed does make me sleepy. It's just how it works. It's just how it works. And if it weren't for the zombie sounds, I have some wonderful water sounds from the water flowing that might be soothing. But I think this is some lovely music right now. Should we switch over to Minecraft? There we go. There we go. I feel like I'm really small. Or did something happen? I feel like I'm very small. There we go. I'm just gonna close SeaBed too. And I'm gonna turn my own volume down. SeaBed does run a little quiet, so I turn my volume way up when I do SeaBed. I guess maybe it's also the camera. It might be the camera as well. Oh yeah. Maybe just me leaning back a little bit. That looks good. We dropped a couple of frames, having the zombies come in. It's kind of an L. Kind of an L. Also, the one other thing I'm not liking too much, obviously it's very useful, but one thing I'm not liking as much about the new, Optifine, or not Optifine, the new OBS update is things are larger, thicker icons and everything like that. It's squishing some of my docks. It's making it harder to see some of my things, which is not amazing. Oh, well, I guess the frames just want to be bad in general. Okay, I thought we would be okay because I changed some stuff, but I guess not. A chicken got down here. I have no idea how you got down here. But earlier I was running like 200 frames, so... Oh, it's because of you. That seems kind of loud. Minecraft seems like it's kind of loud. Let's set it to there. But anyway, if we can, I want to see if we can get to 30. We got to 28 pretty good. We basically went from 27 to 28 because I was pretty much done at 26. Maybe I do need to lower my render distance. Sad. I'll just sit here. Wait for those zombies to spawn. I'm gonna plug in something as well. Reach. I don't know. I'm not gonna sing. Because I sang yesterday, and then I read SeaBed today, so I'm not gonna sing. I like my voice, thank you very much! There we go. but I will play some music, I guess. Maybe I will sing. You know what? Maybe I will sing. Two. I'm certain. Oh, I forgot. I forgot his words are different. Did that not go through? I forgot that his is logic isn't clicking. I was getting ready for I waited for you underneath the blue sky. Or no, I'm suddenly taken back to that time when I waited for you underneath the blue sky. Actually, let's see if I can do that. Let's see if I can use the other lyrics and just like if I can use Ray Cheese and just sing over him. Also, let me change the title. I'm gonna go into just chatting, because I am just chatting. I'm not playing Minecraft. I'm just grinding. There we go. We're just gonna hang in. I'm gonna try and sing over him. Two. I'm suddenly taken back to that time when I waited for you underneath the blue sky, passing by me in an instant, slipping from the depths of my imagination. Hey, can somebody tell me what'll happen next? Say, tell me I'll just go on just another day, looking right into your eyes as I walk away from you one last time. Okay, it looks like we're not desynced either. That's cool. That's the most important part. Da 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 da. I'm suddenly take time. All the summers that would form out of my mind. Didn't I quit playing piano? Out of habit having on the disc play the notes. Hey, can somebody tell me what I'm gonna do? Hey, anything so music should be okay. Oh, I messed up. Everything will be okay if you took a note and drew a single note just straight on through. No, it wouldn't disappear, believe me. Whatever I do, it just won't disappear. It's still right here, but I got it wrong again. I don't understand, I don't really care though. Not about music or truth of this world, this life I hold. I don't really care, no, seeing things in black and white isn't right, it's just an excuse, right? One thing's for sure though, everything is your fault. Hello, Tacti. Hydrate. I'll see if I can squeeze it in. I'm suddenly taken back to that time. Growing old was the only thing in my mind. Knowing that I someday would die was like stabbed in the chest, though I never understood why. Hey, do you know what you'll be doing one day? Asking about the years I knew what I would do one day. I'd be nothing at all if positivity ignites a hatred deep in me. Knowing I'll never be happy, knowing there'll never be enough, can't you see? It haunts me every single waking dream. But you know I know I'm right, though we're different, we're humans deep inside. Hello there, but that lover's face and your kindness though. Is it really life? No, crying when the radio plays this happy notes lame, but this I know. One thing's for sure though, everything is your fault. Excuse me? When did I get VIP? Are you asking that? Did you forget that? Wait. Am I in a prank video right now? I've tried, but I still have music thing. Why did you do anything I can say? What? You're starting right. I don't really care though. It was quite a bit ago. Yeah, quite a bit ago. I can check it real quick. do 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 do. Do 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 da da da. But I've got it wrong again. I don't understand. I don't really care though. Not about humans or truth or this world, this life I hold. I don't really care. No, never giving a reply. Just philosophical class, just an excuse, right? One thing's for sure though, everything is your fault. Oh, it doesn't say anything more specific than last month, but it was sometime in August. It was shortly after I came into your chat and noticed I was VIP'd. As I did before, I've told you time and time again, it really didn't matter if nothing came of it, you know. You do know, I know you know. No, I can't do it anymore. So now I hope that lots of zombies did spawn. It's a great song. I'll sing the lyrics that Will's singing this time. I was singing Raichi's lyrics, which are like a lot more like angsty in some places. I'll sing the ones that he has, the ones that David Toth did. 1, 2, thought out but logic's a clicking. That sky when I long to have you with me. Tired breezes sing sweetly. It's a reminder that comes live price freely. Hey, going forward, oh, where will it take me? Everything just leaves me helplessly, looking at me smiling as I walk away from you. Oh, what? Oh, I autopiloted. Did the wrong words. Thought out but logic isn't clicking. Our youth is dull, up to nothing. Giving up on the piano, but the sickening beat had taken over me. Hey, oh now know where it will take me. Far from all the music you're making. Go on living happily. Pizzicato strings that I pluck a heart-made melody. Long without me, they never lose feet. When they're out of reach, ever fondly. Oh, I carry their light, and I know, and I care to know. Just go on and let go. All this love for your life, for the world and the sky, they cry while never knowing why they jump to know. Did you know what? That's how life flows. It's your fault that I couldn't say so. It's such a groovy song. Thought out but logic isn't clicking. Forced now to face the future I'm resisting. All fade on to nothing, and the stinging in my chest burns right down to the ending. Where am I headed in the future? Growing up I can't speak up a single word. Stuck in Frozen 2. How do I explain that Frozen 2 is much better than the first movie? That's a rarity. In Disney movies they're usually not that way, but everything I still don't know. I'm not wrong to live, and in spite of this we all are human. Lacking love for your life, for the world and the sky you cry, while never knowing why that painful sting when you're listening is just proof you're living. Not that I care though, all just your whim. No, Frozen 2 is so much better than the first Frozen. Into the unknown. It's such a better movie. Thought out but logic isn't clicking. Why does it hurt to keep breathing and living? Why can't you make a living writing music? It's fine if all the words are rather useless. Not like I care though. Yeah, I'm sure I wasn't wrong. Yeah, sure I wasn't wrong. And I swear I wasn't wrong. Do 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 do. Yeah, the fault was mine all through my life. I couldn't read the signs. All this love for your life, for the world and the sky, I cry. I couldn't tell you why they want to know till the end where to go. That's just how life flows. It's all your fault. I couldn't say so. I still can't do that part. I'm never gonna go up there. I'm not gonna sing that high. There once a time when I dreamed too. Now the feelings of a broke through the misjuice. So long that I'd written for you. I don't really care about the frame you that was true. You felt it, oh, more than I knew. That's how I felt then too. That's why I'm done with it. That's why I'm done with it. All my notes died with you. What other songs do I get recommended? Hitchcock? Hitchcock? And maybe I'll do Lemon afterwards. I don't know the English words for lemon, but I know the rhythm, so maybe I'll be able to squeeze. Actually, hold on. Let me actually go down here, take care of the zombies. Then I'll come back and I will sing Hitchcock, and then I'll come back down and I'll deal with the zombies again. How much experience do we get that time? Ooh, almost to level 30. Nice. We'll be able to see if we get anything good. Also, I might as well start eating this rotten flesh, right? Like, even if I get hunger, the like 90% chance to get hunger, I might as well, right? Like, I've already got a stack and a half, and I've got like 5 more stacks back at home. There are no villages nearby, so maybe I'll try and find a village so I can start trading this.
Tell me what.
I need to get the lyrics pulled up because I still don't. This is the second day I've listened to these songs, so I'll have to look at the lyrics. Tell me why the rain fills me up with such longing as I dream of simpler days. And tell me why my heart skips a beat through the heat as the summer carries away. Hey, tell me why the tears are falling, filling up my eyes as all their laughter fills me with shame. Wonder it's fine to keep on thinking through the night that someday soon my patience will pay. With just a single nod of goodbye that tears a hole straight into my side. My body stalled in frozen time, watching the sky. The color the twilight dyed. Teacher, tell me all about my life. Down on which road am I meant to decide? Or are you simply gonna tell me that no one knows all the answers right? But I don't wanna suffer till I die. Just a calm, simple life would be fine. Or is it dumb to wanna fly all alone into the blue sky? Do 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 do. Tell me why the lies reach inside into my mind, although their sound still makes my heart. What? And tell me why the people that all seem to be the worst are all the ones with fortune and fame. Hey, tell me why does happy have the letter count of money and is used as one and the same? I wonder why is it that using there's only 5 that you could turn that money to shame. With a tag that's valued as youth, stuck on the back right out of my view. I really hope that maybe I'd be psycho too in the blue. Suspense like I never knew. Teacher, truly I can't pick a side. Simply living on throughout this tiresome life. Neither the niches or the fruits that left instructions on the fill of the holes inside. But I wanna take it in and simply close my eyes, looking at the summer and the clouds in the sky. Or perhaps it's time to run away and live in thoughts about that sweet time. Interlude. A wild drama filled to the print at the corners. Surely it's gonna sell well, right? I really loathe this world where to the joy of a girl within the sakura still priced. Teacher, tell me what your hopes and dreams are. Or perhaps you lost them on your way so you could make it this far. Teacher, tell me all about my life. Down on which road am I meant to decide? Truly, it's a lie that every tear you cry will only go and make you stronger now. That's right. I don't want to suffer till I die now, but my reality is flickering out. Summer's fading out now. Tell me instantly, keep on living this life. Could I simply smile on and say I'm fine? Or are you simply gonna tell me that nobody knows all the answers right? But I just wanna close my eyes within the summer light, feel the calming wind that brings a peace to my mind. Or is it dumb to wanna fly all alone into the blue sky? Tell me, is it dumb to wanna laugh, hold me closely, be over my side? Ugh. Lemon. I don't know if it all was just a something, yeah, something, something, yeah. I would something as you something as a something, and I learned.
How I wish this dire tragedy was.
Oh, he does have different lyrics. Okay, okay, cool. That works too.
How
I wish this tired tragedy was just a fading dream. Even now, wrapped in the darkness, you're the light calling to me. Dusting off the happy memories, a feeling comes to mind. Like returning to a better time when I had called you mine. This is tough. It was you who taught me many things and helped me on my way. There are joys here in this wide world that can never be replaced. All the pain that I had hid away and buried out of sight, it was only by your gentle touch they ever came to light. Nevermore could I have felt pain any more than I did that day. Round and round I'm just stuck in place, I can't get away. Even all the tears that we were shedding, even all the fears I tried forgetting, you could hear it now. If I was with you, it won't matter where we are. No, this is too high. I've gotten desynced. I've gotten desynced again. My mic is broken once again. I do not appreciate this. I do not appreciate this. I do not appreciate my mic suddenly desyncing from the music. That's not cool. Let's do Charles, because that's definitely not a song that has painful parts in it.
On that day.
And that day you were the one who turned and left me all alone in the street, yet your eyes were crying desperately. If the time that I was first, I just choked you through the night, forget it. And be bright, doodle doo 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 doodle doo 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 doodle 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 doo doo. I need to take a breath. Okay in hand, I wander through the sideways, nothing to say, lost as the town wakes to another day. So I sigh, my thoughts go sad, I'll leave this heart behind, is that fine? If someday this empty piece could live more kindly, my soul filled out in its blue so deep, how would that future be? How would it suit me? Should I be scared of the peace? Love songs played out up in the clouds. Their shadows smother the road all around me. No, oh no, oh no. Now we're far away from all we found. We talk and talk, cicadas in the night. Our lover squirrels had no end in sight. There's none, there's none, there's none. Our eyes they lie as we say goodbye. Ugh. Where are we? What? Where are we? Close the nose, that's just how it goes. And yet those feelings haunt me like a ghost, and yet I'll freely go. So just let me know if I'll have something to show. Love and hand we spice and we hide our feelings deep inside. All those drab, filthy lines we lied are now. It's just the two of us, I guess that's right. Oh, we mix and mix up everything we love. We cut away, but it's not enough. It's gone, it's gone, it's gone. Give me your thoughts, each and every one. Surely, surely. Surely, surely we knew that lying to ourselves would only bring us pain. And always, always we felt so lost, because through all those days we never... You see, being loving, we only withered away. Love songs played out up in the clouds. Their shadows smother the road around me. No, oh no, oh no. Regrets compound, we talk and talk, cicadas in the night. Forgive the lies, but it's still not right. There's none, there's none, there's none. Oh. Love songs played out up in the clouds. Talk and talk those words without a sound. Nope. I need my breath, please. I like being able to have a full breath. Our eyes, they lie as we say goodbye. I'm gonna be right back.
On that day you were the one who turned and left me while alone in the street. Yet your eyes were crying desperately. If the time that I was by your side just choked you through the night, forget it. And be bright. New bouquet in hand, I wandered through the sideways. Nothing to say, lost as the town wakes to another day. So I sign my thoughts against the side. No, leave this heart behind. Is that fine? If someday this empty piece could live more kindly, my soul filled up with a blue so deep, how would that future be? How would it suit me? Should I be scared of the...
Every time it rains, I feel my heart begin to ache again. But why, oh why is that so? When spring turns into summer, I can feel my heart grow colder. But then why, oh why is that so? When I feel the slightest bit of laughter at the things I do, I cry. But why is that so? Even though I'm acting so pathetic, will I find somebody sympathetic? Who knows? Da 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 da. I don't remember the rest of the words. His days never change. Blue in the depths.
On that day...
I will try Deep Indigo again. Or maybe the first time today, I don't remember. And then I'll go down and check the zombies.
These days that end the same.
Okay, no, these are different lyrics.
These days that end
These days then the same, I'll melt away through shaded indigo, the road from down below. What? A single clapping call appears to the walls adorned so emptily. For me, it seems this lonely song plays on repeat. Whoa, 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 yeah. Wait, why is... Wait, was it really... Did it get delayed? Wait, hold on. To keep it all the same. I need to listen to this. Oh, it got desynced. I guess we won't be doing that again. It got desynced again. I don't know why. My mic just keeps desyncing. That's not great. All the same, eyes read the tale that's set to better days. Of play, your face engraved. My gas and water cut, and wishing everything to do work to everyone. And looking at this empty life, burning like the ink lines. No, yeah, it's well and properly desynced. It's well and properly ruined. Cool. Well, I guess that means I check the zombies. Zombie, zombie, zombie. What? In your head. Well, bam! Wow. That was almost exactly a full level of experience. In the sense that we went past, I believe, the same bar. But it's not even a full level because each level is a different amount of experience. So that was quite a bit. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What? That's some form of the Wii Shop song, not the correct version. But the form also. I was grinding levels earlier. I got a bunch of gold and I got this chainmail chestplate as well. You know, I don't think you want this. Oh. Well, there you go, buddy. Smite 4, still looking at Smite on this bad boy. We're looking on Flame on the bow. Thorns on the chestplate. Check the boots and the helmet. Protection 3 on the boots. Apple bottom jeans. Boots with the fur. Let me bust out these bad boys as well. Thorns 2 as well. They must be like, when breaking through, yeah, they must be locked to breaking 3. Yeah, it's locked to each type. That's annoying. Fortune 3 though, let's go, baby. Fortune 3. Fortune 3. I might as well just turn these into sticks. I'll just have 6 next time I need them. Fortune 3, you best believe I'm slapping that on this iron pickaxe. Now you might say, Neon, diamond pickaxe. I don't think that's important. Does Fortune work on netherite? No. I don't believe it does. Only ores. Redstone, emeralds, redstone, diamonds, quartz. Yeah, diamonds, redstone, quartz, and emeralds. I didn't think so. So, with that in mind, I do not have to worry at all about this being an iron pickaxe. Heyo! It's the god pickaxe, except it's iron. Now let's see what all this stuff has. Sharpness 3, unbreaking 3, fire protection 3, Punch 1, bruh. Level 30 for punch 1? You for real right now? Level 30 for punch 1? Where did I put my rotten flesh too? I put it somewhere. Oh, I think I put it in here, didn't I? In one of these? Oh no, I just dumped it all in the other, in the dungeon chest. I have these, I might as well use them. Mob drops. This will just be mob drops now. Okay, so we've still got some garbage enchants. I might grab that Unbreaking 3 for the chest plate. Protection 3, Unbreaking 3, Sharpness 3. Yeah, I might grab the Unbreaking for the chest plate. And then see if we can get some... Oh, what were the books again? Sharpness... Oh, Sharpness 3 book. We're gonna get that, because we can try and get that up to Sharpness 5. I'm gonna hope that my audio has resynced again. That my mic is back to being... Why is it... Am I not tracking? Oh, it's because I'm not looking that way. It's because I'm not looking this way. There we go. I'm going to hope as well that my mic resyncs itself and the OBS sorts out its audio problem. When I look up and see the clouds above, they all just pass me by and disappear. The skeleton rattles, but I don't know where it's from. It should be all in here, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. 6 stacks. No big deal. Just 6 stacks of rotten flesh. If I could find a priest, it'd be great. Emeralds for days. A child are so out of style, and everything torn out by the seams. That's just reality. Yay, we're resynced. Nice. But I just want to go chasing after clouds in time now. Each one dissolves and peters out, but out in skybound I saw the petals dance around. In a trance I felt the cold breaking down, as if you had disappeared within the sound. Do 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 do. So something in every step, well, but something at the end. A give and take, my friend. The love of the young and blind, childish claims to fate throughout our lives, all met with spite as they are thrown aside. Those dreams made to guide me, I threw in the trash heap, stuck waiting with nothing else to believe. That's my reality, but if I could close those tired lying eyes, I'd find within the light, within the notes I left, the flowers claim the night. Once again their colors fill my mind, and to live is filled with giving and taking. Such a simple rule I learned to stop the aching. Elma, yeah, it was all for you. The soul of the notes I played died in cold will blue. Now there's 71 church remaining. That's all I'm saying. Is this all that was waiting? For me, for me. But I only need to ever close my eyes and I'll find you smiling through tainted time. And down through that sky I see the petals come alive, as the indigo it blinds my eyes. And out past the hazardous clouds I see you fall and peter out, as if swimming through pulsing sound. as if swimming through pulsing sound. It's almost time. I feel like there was one other song that I pulled up for stream. Oh, it was Say It. Once more. Oh, and Spirits of the Sea. Once more. Now that I'm at the worst time for me to do this, let's sing Seafoam. Actually, no. I clicked search and I was like, nope. Nope. No, I'm not doing that. I clicked it and I was like, I regret this. I regret this. I don't know. What's a hot diet? 'Cause you are... I don't know. You are the piece of me I wish I didn't need. Chasing relentlessly. Still fine and I don't know why. If our love is tragedy, why are you my remedy? Why are you my remedy? Do we have enough? Do we have enough? Please have enough to get us up to level 30. Hot dive in the frozen... Ooh. Ooh, fancy. Oh, just a 28. We got an iron ingot, though. I figure one more song should be able to do it then. Well, maybe 1.5 songs? No, one song should be able to do it. Oh, I Suki. Oh, I can do. That's what I can do. Actually, what is this? I never know what this is called because I keep getting. Here we go. I keep getting. I always get like different names for the song. Let's see if I... Let's see Lily Deep Sea Tail. See Lily Deep Sea... Let's see if I can... Let's see if I can keep up with this. I don't think I'll be able to. But let's see if I can. No, I can't. No. It's much too fast. Having never looked at the lyrics before, that's much too fast. I guess we're gonna do, I guess we're doing, Dawn and Firefly. Do Kano, because Kano's is a different key. And I like it better. It's all about finding keys. Do... da 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 da. I can't wait for this to be out of sync. Do 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 da 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 da. 淡い隙に見とれてしまうから暗い足元も見えずによどんだことに気がつけないまま遠い夜の星がにじむたいことが見つけられないから急いだふりうつむくまま転んだ OK がないふりのするのだ Am I desynced? 味のない歌で朝を描いたなら浅い浅い夏の Oh no, I am okay, well cool. Why do you keep doing this? Why does this keep happening? It keeps desyncing and syncing. Is it just like a weird, like, do I have to keep switching the source? Will it fix if I keep switching the source? Oh. Now it's just wait. Now it's my voice doubled up. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. 見つめたくない君の手のひらが見えた淡い空けの蛍 No, I'm still desynced. Well, it's been 2 minutes. Hopefully that's enough time to get me... Bro! What do you think you're doing up there? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. We're going back down. Hopefully this has been enough time to get up to level 30. I'm gonna nab that sharpness book. Bruh. We're so close. We're so close. We are so close. What do I do now? What do I do now? I guess I just sit here, right? I just kind of wait. I wait, and I go, Hmm. I don't know. Won't you stay with me underneath the sea before I turn into... Oh, I need to update my HoloLive karaoke playlist. Maybe that's what we'll do. I just have my Mume playlist that has Alakun in it for some reason right at the end. It's a love story, baby, just say yeah. I don't really want to go through and start searching for songs, though. Maybe I'll go through existing playlists. That's life. I try to pass another way with somebody new, but they don't have a shot when I compare them to you. If only there was some way I could just sit and do. It's too late. Too late. I didn't want to be the one who let slip away. Didn't want to be the one who wanted something words. Oh. I know I know she sings this really weird, but this will be funny. Hopefully it's not desynced.
I remember it.
I'm gonna be really sad when this is desynced. Why there's so many songs about rainbows? What's on the other side? Let's see. Please catch up. No, I'm still desynced. I'm still desynced. No. No. Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide. Let's see. No, it's still decent. What? Okay, I guess I'll just sing it without any backing track. With no other music, okay. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. I don't know. I don't remember enough of the rest of the song past that. Something. Who said that every wish could be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know the wrong way, then see. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, and we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices? Something, something, your name. Is this the sweet song that calls the young sailor? Something words I don't remember. Actually, do I YOLO the I'm breaking 3 on the chest plate? Do I YOLO the Unbreaking 3 and hope I just get something besides Unbreaking 3? Do I just hope I don't get Diamond Sworded again and just get Unbreaking? I think I'm gonna do it.